we are live. Alright, so today is going to be the first session of my actual game. So with that being said, and me have never actually run, well, I can't say I've been running this game for the last couple months, but my first time actually building a Warhammer game myself. Be easy on me, but definitely let me know, those of you that have actually experience in Dark Crusade, stuff like that, if it doesn't fit the tone, let me know so I can adjust it, because like I said, sometimes I tend to do things a bit goofy when I'm inexperienced, which I definitely am going to do right now. I'm in uncharted territory for myself. All right, and now I gotta pee, son of a bitch.
Be brave.
That pineapple, lads.
That's about how it always goes. The moment that you start trying to do the thing.
The moment you start trying to do the thing, a meteor drops on Hursk's lawn.
I mean, it technically almost did today. It's just
I swear, someday an actual meteor is gonna drop on his house and none of us are gonna believe him. Oh great, my headset stopped working.
Oh man.
Okay, so we find ourselves leaving the Chardian planet, just having finished a bit of an investigation between events that happen on Hive Adon within the planetary system, being asked by Rogue Trader Veronius to go ahead and finish this for the Might of the Imperium. So, having left behind that watery world, and you're back aboard the Litany of Hatred, your vessel within the flotilla of Rogue Trader Veronius, you're heading back into deep space on the next plan, the next journey that Veronius has planned. And to speak of that, you get a communication to meet him on his flagship, his ship. He wants to talk to all his senior staff, including his retinue, which includes all of you, as well as numerous other individuals. He has groups of people. Now, his flotilla is made up of numerous ships, small contingents of actual Imperial Guardsmen, as well as other mechanicists and other individuals that do a fair number of tasks for him as he goes about and acquiring his mass wealth and exploring for the glory of the Imperium. Alright. Get back to my computer. Pull up some notes. So, without further ado, you all board the shuttle heading to Veronius's flagship. Called the Executioner, because why not? Once aboard his flagship, just before entering the warp, you see familiar faces, faces that you have trained with, some that you have seen throughout your business, as well as some potential rivals, other groups, other individuals who are going about and doing their tasks for Veronius himself. You're but one of many groups that Veronius holds sway over, as well as sending to do his exploits. So, you are going through his enormous ship, walking through giant hallways with definite relief in calligraphy and images of the grandiose might of the Imperium, as well as the lineage of Veronius' family itself. You're heading towards the... Excuse me. What's what I'm looking for? I guess the easy way to say is the conference room that he's going to use, as you are held to a pause for a amount of time as he talks with various groups, before a servitor being accompanied by several service skulls come walking into a not ornate, but a very, very effective and Spartan ready room that you are currently all standing within. Now, before you are approached by the servitor when the door opens up, I want to know real quick what is everyone kind of doing with the thoughts?
This is a lot of people, and I hate every second of this.
I'm going to go talk to some people who are not completely insane.
I'm going to keep my weapon. Maintenance.
Jake, you wouldn't have had your weapon there.
I want an Omniscient X.
Okay, in my armor. Can I do that?
You probably would not be in armor either at the moment.
I wear that everywhere.
No, you would not.
I would definitely be in armor, because if I weren't, I would be slowly spreading.
Yes, because you would probably be dying if you weren't, but everyone else knew you would not be in armor, probably. Most likely.
Wait,
I don't even have armor.
am I not allowed to be in armor? Is that what you're saying?
It's polite company. They don't want you to wear a flak vest.
Yeah. They might be afraid that you might want to assassinate Veronius, so no, you're not equipped at all.
That would be the worst assassin, though. I'm just gonna point
Yes.
out. In that case, I'm just to stand there, not doing anything.
Pretty much you would have, I imagine, your standard dress uniform as you're walking around. Now, imagine back on the Litany of Hatred, back on the ship you reside in, yes, you probably immediately go and put on your armor, but when you are on his vessel, or when you're going to be approaching him directly, yeah, you're not going to be wearing probably, unless you're like his closest advisor, or his actual main group, because you're not the main group, because you're all a bit new still. His main, most trusted friends and advisors will probably be well equipped next to him because he trusts them thoroughly. You have not yet reached that stage.
It's probably for the best that he doesn't really trust us yet.
I mean, you trust some of us.
He'll trust some of you more than others. Sebastian probably being the biggest one, being his bit of a background.
Mm-hmm.
If I was there, I would be able to walk his way into being the top.
Hursk, real quick, how do I edit my sheet just so I can update it quietly in the background?
What do you want to update?
I swapped some stuff around. I have an intellect of 6 now.
Wait. I think the max user goes 5 on
Yes.
level 2.
Augmetics, though. Can't augmetics go past that? Because I have a neuroplastic psychosectomy, which increases my
I will imagine
intellect by an extra 1.
the base level is 5, but
Yes, you can't get higher, but your base is 5, so.
Big sad.
Modifications can increase the value above its tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Page 156. So yeah, you can spend a 5 and then automatics can push it past a 6.
Cool.
So what are you trying to raise, Barris?
Oh wait, did it?
Intellect.
Yeah, you should see the box there next to intellect. You should just be able to type into that box.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
I'm going to go talk to some other Inquisition agents if they're around because I need a brief portion of sanity to collectively bitch about our teams.
Let's pull up some names. Let's find myself a acolyte for the Inquisitors. Come on, you son of a bitch. What are you doing to me? Nothing's working for me right now. Alright, you... Inside the giant ready room, Sebastian, you see a couple other individuals, some that have the stylized eye of the Inquisition, and there's a group of individuals, about 4 of them, talking with each other. They seem to be of various ethnical... I cannot talk today. Ethnicity backgrounds, and there's one that kind of grabs your attention. It seems to be the more of the not so leader of the group. You determine these might be coming from other ships, but this seems to be one that has the most influence or the most high ranking when it comes within the presence of the Inquisition within his flotilla. And you actually know this individual by name. His name is Markin Cart.
Yes, I do know that name.
There we go.
What Ordos is he part of?
Redicus.
Yeah, hey, bro. Ordo Hereticus, bro. Okay.
First, I don't know how to change these things. And it ain't changing.
No, mouse wheel or press the box and hit the keyboard number to change the number, or I'll just do it for you real quick. Yep, you got it. All right.
Oh, thanks.
All right, they see you approaching, or he sees you approaching Sebastian, and he kind of is leading a bit of a conversation with the other three individuals, also from the Inquisition of various influence, and he kind of nods his head at you as you approach, and he lowers his tone with the individuals, waiting for you to kind of speak up.
Acolyte God, it is a pleasure to see you once more.
As well as yourself, Core. I heard a bit of the exploits within Hive Adon.
We have a very effective team. It is a pleasure to work with troubleshooters of such effectiveness.
Is this?
Let me build our rep. Shut up.
Heavy breathing. Like, is Sebastian just like...
I have a deception of 8, shut up!
It is not good for an agent of the Inquisition to lose some members so early in their journey. As I realized, were you part of the group, the initial group?
No, he was not.
Okay, then you actually wouldn't know what he's talking about. Let me rephrase that. It is good to have the Inquisition's influence shown. I do know of the previous group's composition, and they did not fare too well within the first events, which is quite embarrassing to say the least. But the ones that have stayed with you, I suppose, have shown a bit of more worth than the usual rabble, as he looks at Jeg.
The Inquisition inspires the populace. I do my best to act as a light and a beacon. But, as I said, they are an effective crew, and any deaths were likely due to malfeasance or surprise. Side note, why the hell did they die?
Well, I don't even think they died. I think they were just injured.
They were wounded. They didn't die, they were wounded.
The point was that we were injured by
one of the servitors.
We were jumped by the servitors.
Yeah.
So
their very first fight, they got taken out of the game. Because they actually left the game afterwards.
And I won that fight, by the way.
Yes, you did, Jeg. Well, be careful, Core, because not many people take our influence lightly. I've lost a couple friends to ones who seem to be friends but have turned a blade to their back when they're not looking. Especially in the employ of these traitors.
Is it trader or traitor?
Rogue traders.
Traders. Like trader of goods.
Okay.
Okay, not traitor,
Well, I
by
think
these
these
rogue traders.
traders are also traders.
Okay, Sebastian, what order did you switch to?
I'm also Hereticus.
Okay, that was good then. Alright.
Yeah, I was Malleus, but I'm like, I'm not really a great knight, buddy. I'm more of a binge and purge.
Tell me, do you have any inkling of the current plans that Veronius has for us?
In truth, we were pulled from our last investigation as soon as it was resolved. It is all rather sudden.
There has seen a bit of excitement running through these hallways that I've seen. Something interesting is afoot that has my interest piqued.
Oh.
But Even myself, Voronus doesn't tend to trust Inquisitors that well. Something I hear of events of his late past. Apparently he had a run-in with a few Inquisitors that did not take kindly to his actions.
Interesting. Is he a radical?
No, he was cleared. He's still here, but it is a bit above my pay grade, apparently.
We are the Inquisition. Nothing is above our pay grade.
Well, other Inquisitors higher than me have told me to not investigate the matter further.
I will keep an eye on him. But investigation. The nature of chaos is deceit.
Oh, believe me, Kor. He's keeping an eye more on us than we are on him. As much as we might try to think otherwise. He is an intelligent man for a reason.
Well, I will leave you to your acolytes. I believe my party has been called to attention.
Well, the Emperor's blessing be with you, Kor.
Give him the sign of the Emperor. Sign of the Eagle.
He does the same. At that moment, one of the servitors approaches Ykor and goes, Master Veronius will expect you now. As it turns around its mechanical gate and walks off. A couple more server skulls floating, clicking, doing some whirring as a recording events happening right now.
Well, I look at our other three.
Can I go schmooze with the Mechanicus lads?
They have just left the building.
Damn.
We can do, as one is departing. I don't want to, like I said, I mean, yeah, I don't want to sit there and say no to people. A couple are departing as they were pretty much inspecting. They weren't really here being within the investigation, but they're possibly investigating some panel work within the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say they would actually have with them, we'll say so there's some Skitari with them, as well as a couple of actual tech priests.
Okay, yeah, Barris walks up and greets the tech priests with the appropriate pomp and circumstance. It takes a full 15 seconds. And then, of course, in binary, he just, gives a mission report, very basic, outlines everything that happened on the planet, and tells them to take note of the fact that the Mechanicus seems to have a security issue.
Within, this will be in binary also, within Hive Adon, as a question.
Affirmative. Servitors disappearing. Magus incapable of ensuring the safety of his servitors. Questionable whether he can do the same for his tech priests.
Message will be relayed to Mars.
Affirmative. Praise be the Omniscience. And yeah, little puff of sacred unguents and off I go.
We'll do it the same, having a couple other guardsmen in the room kind of wave their hands in front of their face and walk away. Anyone else? Jeg or Ren, would you like to approach any other potential psychers, or even there's some? I guess there's some guardsmen in here. I just mentioned. Will everyone get a taste of talking to some people?
Is any of the guardsmen from Talon?
No, they are actually from.
Then I don't care.
Okay.
Jeg is such a bastard.
Yes. Yes, he is.
As antisocial as I am, I have at least some connections to other psychers. Are they? What kind of psychers are there? Can I tell? Are they telepathist like I am, or Adeptus telepathica like I am, or no?
I am in a bit of a stump right now because I don't know what kind are besides telepathica.
I mean, yeah, astropaths are 90% of psychers. and so that's basically what I'm asking is, are they astropaths like I am? Or
Then yes, they would be.
So, I guess I don't really have anything particular to say to them, but I guess I'll kind of shuffle over there and act like I'm part of the group. Which mostly just means standing in the same vicinity to overhear their conversation as I read a book.
So you go over, and it's very, very unusual. There is a bit of chatter within the room. Other small groups talk with each other, but anyone that pays attention to the close, with the critique eye to the group, small group, maybe 2 or 3. We'll say there's 2, with you being the third one there, Ren. That they are facing each other, but there is no sound coming from any of you as you're talking telepathically.
Yeah.
It's a bit. It's unnerving. A few individuals. You notice a couple times the other Inquisitorial agents are actually paying a little more attention to your group than anyone else, as well as the entire group of guardsmen and other individuals, leaving you all a wide berth.
Yeah, reasonable. This is pretty normal. Am I allowed to link to that conversation?
You can definitely try.
Sure. Good old psychic test over here. Watch me surge.
I'm gonna laugh.
Oh my god, I almost surged. But anyway.
Well, that will throw a glory into the pool, so.
It does?
Yeah.
By the way,
For what?
should my shock be at 5?
Oh no, we're probably good now.
What are you asking about the shock for, Jeg?
It's like shock equal 5 and have 3 in the editor book there.
Yes, then raise up to the total. So all of you raise up your wounds and your shock to total. What it should be.
And Wrath, should I be 0 then?
And the what?
The Wrath.
I can't hear what you're saying.
The
The
Wrath.
Wrath.
Wrath is 2.
Okay.
2 every session. Alright, actually, so, Ren, because you did roll a 6, it doesn't have to be a 6 on the Wrath dice. Now, a 6 on the Wrath dice
really?
automatically gives you a glory, no matter what. Whereas a normal 6 can be used to give yourself a glory, but to use that 6 for that use. You can't use it for something else.
Right, so, I mean, if I burn it, I can't succeed the check, so I have to keep it.
Oh, okay. In that case, do not add
Yeah.
a glory to the pool. Alright.
Yeah, no, the test was DN4.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a 3. Okay,
That's
that
a
is
big
fine.
glory, by the way.
Alright, sounds good.
But yeah, no, so I'll open telepathy and kind of just observe this conversation.
They
Just
are
like-
discussing. I'm trying to remember correctly. Astropaths are the ones for navigation. Is that correct?
Well, astropaths in general are like, they can talk over long distances because of the telepathy. So they're not necessarily navigation in the sense that they're glorified telephone.
Okay. Still, it'll be relevant for what I'm going to say. So they see not your intrusion, but they do acknowledge you, Ren, as you enter their
Yeah.
conversation. And right now they're discussing what they have been told. The Astropaths have actually been relaying messages between several individuals much further out within the Imperium. And one thing that keeps being brought up is Nouvelle Vie.
Wait, okay, what was that name again?
Type it out.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was just, like, I heard it and I like, didn't even process it was a word, and that's why I had, like, a pause there. Because I was like, wait, that was a word.
Damn it, let's do this. Nouvelle Vie.
Alright. And why is that name coming up? Relaying
Let's see
messages.
if anyone...
I've got Scholar.
wonder if Skull would be the right one to use.
It's kind of just like...
Yep, that is. Go ahead and roll me a Scholar trick.
Sure.
That will definitely be a glory to the pool.
Yay.
I've read about this.
It is a recent event. Nouvelle Vie is actually the edge of a currently infested warp storm within the segmentum. Is it Ultimus? Let me pull my map real quick.
Ultima?
Ultima. Let me see if that's the actual one I'm using right now. Let's pull up the image real quick. Map. In fact, with this I can actually that's not the right map. No, thinking of Segmentum Obscurus. Alright. Bam! Alright, so this will be the map. I'm going to show it for everyone, because this will be kind of relevant now, because we can actually start traveling around the galaxy a bit. So, you understand that this is something you've picked up before through your training travels, or just studying around, is the fact that at the outer edge of Segmentum Obscurus is a warp storm with the relevant information of Nouvelle Vie.
Alright.
It's way out there.
It is way out there.
My Halo star's out there.
Alright.
Halo stars are kind of scary.
And they're talking about this.
Oh, okay, well, I need to actually find it real quick from you. Sebastian, why are they scary? Because I'm actually going to be a bit ignorant to the lore.
Let me pull up my sheet right here. I mean, they're not ghoul stars scary, but they're...
What makes them scary?
If they're scary, why are they scary?
I think that they're beyond the range of the most astropaths, so they're kind of like it's kind of sailing into the unknown.
Fantastic! That's where is the reason why there's relevant information.
That's why they're talking about it. Okay, that's why they're talking about it.
That would make sense. Anything else?
Not particularly. I'm just going to be antisocial over here and read books while I'm listening.
Okay. They've been relaying messages to a Port Renault within Segmentum Obscurus.
Okay. Port Renault?
I don't know how to spell that, so I'm going to go with this.
Okay.
And with that, the servitor will come back in the room and goes, Rogue Trader Vonus will now see you. Turn back around and walk away.
Okay.
I'll be home.
Shut that book and just follow.
Right.
We all roll up.
Y'all enter into the presence of Veronius within his bit of ready room / tactical room. The room itself is more sparse than the ready room you're in. It is mostly adorned with several benches for seating at the outer perimeter of the room. But within the middle is a raised dais as well as a platform that can actually hover and move around, because there is a giant holographical display of the galaxy within the middle of it, currently displaying what you already have seen there, Ren, which is the Segmentum Obscurus. He sees all of you enter, and he turns his attention towards the four of you. And I can show, for those of you who have not seen his image or may have forgot, what Veronius looks like. A well-adorned man, fairly big. This is Veronius.
With a giant sword.
Yes.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Is he overcompensated?
Most definitely.
This is the man with the plasma cannon.
He's a rogue trader. If he wasn't overcompensating, he wouldn't have his job.
That is true.
Very fair.
Doesn't have a hat though. He should have a hat.
That's true. Yeah, maybe he's not as much.
He's waiting to find the hat that completes him. He has not found it yet.
He's gonna steal a freebooter's hat.
Yeah.
Every expedition he comes back from, he has a giant fireplace he throws hats into that don't fit his head. That does not complete him. That's his goal, is to find a hat, besides acquiring mass wealth.
That's secondary to the hat quest.
Oh, very good. Now that you're here, I get started with a bit of information. But first, I want to get your thoughts on the events that transpired within Hive Adon. Tell me, what did you learn from that?
The nobility will do anything they need to ensure their continuing power and ensure stability within the hives.
Very much so, even at the expense of everyone else. As well as the Imperium being able to throw anyone they need under the proverbial bus. Or starship.
The people are tiring and I hate them, but I knew that anyway.
But you have done a job well deserved within Hive Adon, and I applaud you for that effort that you have completed. Now to my actual task. You see, Hive Adon was not my actual... Well, I was pushed to do that by the Imperium to solve a couple of debts I owe to some individuals within Hytera. But now that we can be on our way to what I have been having my eye on for some time. Now, as you know, I have various groups that go out and... Well, I have a lot of endeavors that are on my mind. I track a lot of things, and you are but one cog in a very, very massive machine. But all cogs need to be working sufficiently to have the machine run well oiled. So, I have a job for you lads. Something to see how well you handle more situations I might throw at you. This being, as you can see on the map, as he kind of shows and he zooms in the display of the galaxy of the Segmentum Obscurus. Who here knows of Nouvelle Vie and its warp storms?
Ren lifts his hand.
Oh, Ren. What do you know of that?
Well, I know that it's just outside the range of most of the astropaths that communicate from Port Renew, and that there's some sort of infested warp storm going on over there.
Port Renew, the warp storms, and the edge of Imperial space. It is fascinating. Many artifacts, many STC plans to find, many things to uncover. Well, you are mostly correct, Ren. You see, the warp storms around Nouvelle Vie have, as of late, stopped. Leaving a bit of uncharted space, as well as, well, my dynasty has had some information about events that happened quite a long time ago around that sector. And this is where you come in. There is several ships from the Gold Age of technology that travel out to that far, some of them being related to my late family. They never came back to Terra. These ships carrying, obviously, technology that far surpasses what we have right now. Well, I would like to acquire some of that if it's still around. Now that being the veil has dropped, I see this as a grand opportunity to, well, investigate and find. There's some other leads I'm investigating, some of the groups going out. Myself, I'm heading towards several of the planets close to the Halo stars, but for you, I want you to check out the system of Nouvelle Vie and see if you can find anything now that the warp storms are now down. As always, expect trouble and prepare for anything. We don't know if there's anything there. This is not something that's been recorded in Imperial history. We don't know if there's any humans still there or aliens. Vile scum, get rid of them if you so need. But you need to go ahead and find any remnants of any ships from, well, my former dynasty, or any ships for that matter there. Do you have any questions?
Is there a threat assessment of the sector?
Well, being warp storms, obviously the presence of chaos might be there. But this is outside of Imperial space, just at the edge. So we don't know. There might be a bustling civilization there. People, lost humans that have not been connected to Terra for an innumerable amount of time. or it might be just dust. I am not sure.
What support mechanisms will be in place for us?
You're going to be accompanied by 4 other ships carrying various supplies as well as manufacturums for ammunitions, as well as several regiments of my personal, well, the Veronius Guard, in case you come across any enemies, alien or humans, if they are heretical. And with that, he nods at you, Sebastian. If you find any humans, definitely bring them back into the light of the Emperor. Show them the glory of Holy Terra. But your task is to see if anything of remnant from the Golden Age of Terra, or the Golden Age of Technology, any ships, might still be there. Anything that holds technology, now that the warp storms are down.
And in terms of if we are recovering ships, we will have sufficient support crew on these ships to crew anything we find.
I've already set communication to Port Renault to hold a couple of dry docks for myself, just in case you do find anything that you can tow back. But with that, your first stop is going to be Port Renault. Pick up supplies for, I believe your ship Litany of Hatred is a bit low on its current munitions, as well as to resupply some individuals. I have a bit of influence there. Not great, but enough to get supplies and what people I need.
Bit of an out-of-character question as to the key of this map. What are these, like, spooky skull-like things?
Which ones?
Those are orcs.
Yep.
Okay.
Big orc.
And that ugly purple stain, yeah, that's bad stuff.
Warp storms.
That's the big warp storms.
Yep.
Oh, me.
Is this post Fall of Cadia, or?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why Kate is in the middle of a giant warp storm.
Yep.
Man, I just had to ask, Chief, because Katie was on the map, and that's confusing and frightening.
Where is Port Renew actually on this map?
Nope.
It's the green arrow.
No.
Yep, at this point everything is custom for myself now, so we're now treading into territory that you cannot reveal until it is brought upon you.
So this is Port Renew.
Yes.
So
Okay.
to be clear, we are in the Ultima Segmentum. Yes, we don't have to cross the giant warp storm.
Yep, we're in the Dark Imperium.
Okay, good.
That
So
would be,
no super
And we're
craziness.
Okay, cool. And we're just going out over to the Segmentum Obscurus.
Fenris looks like a fun place to be.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to go there uninvited.
Place to be.
Yeah, that's the homeworld of the Space Wolves, Space Marines.
Oh man.
Also known as the Fun Marines.
If we're in Ultima Segmentum, how long will it take us to get there? I assume a goodly while.
Yeah. Because we don't got no Astronomicon out here.
Nope.
Yep.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Back to those of you that might know, because of my ignorance is going to show again. Without the... Okay, so can they even go to the warp now with...
Yes, but they
It's
so the way it
very
works,
dangerous and very slow.
the way that it works without. So they used to work by the sort of the lighthouse of the
Of Terra.
of Terra.
Yeah.
With that cut off, they can still do it using the astropaths on worlds, but essentially you're hopping world to world to world. So if we go into the Segmentum Obscurus and the Halo stars, we're essentially jumping blind.
Okay.
I mean, they'll have coordinates that they have mapped, but it's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically dangling from a rope into a pitch black cave.
yes.
Yep.
Well, that sounds like Warhammer.
Rope doesn't
We'll say it'll be about a month-long journey. How's that sound?
Sure.
I'm actually not sure the length of time that jumps are.
I mean, it could take up to.
Well, if I understand correctly, with the way the warp is itself, you could be gone for a month and actually only travel like 2 days worth of distance. So, because time tends to be a little bit goofy within the Imperium. So, with that, I actually don't know the length of time between travel between systems, because I've actually never dealt with this before. So, again, this is going to be a bit of things I have to learn as we go along. Now,
I'm just looking at all the spooky stuff and like the mess of warp. Like I've zoomed into this map to look at stuff.
There's so many skulls in it.
Yeah.
As there should be.
There's
I
the
just
big
I
old-
agree.
I just noticed that one orc skull is kinda close to Terra.
Yep.
There's there's a big old mouth up here by Malfactus.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's the Ghoul Stars. Ghoul Stars are fucky.
Yeah. I forget, what are the ghoul stars again?
It's where all the murdery aliens live.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I
especially
found
the,
the best planet.
Dark Eldar, Necrons.
Oh no, worse than them. It's the
What's the best planet?
Oh, wait,
Aye.
like the enslavers and stuff like that?
Look for my idol. It's
Oh.
Nids or... Hold on. I'll
Pretty sure chariots come from outside this map.
they come from like
Uh,
below and above and
Yeah, but aren't there like spots where there are actually Nids in the Milky Way?
Oh, I'm
oh
pretty
yeah,
sure
all
there
over
are.
the place.
Yeah, they got tendrils reaching everywhere, pretty much.
You mentioned Terra. Where's Terra at?
Right?
You see
Oh,
the
Six
giant
solar.
Holy Terra thing right there?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Holy Terra and Mars.
Holy Terra and Mars. Alright, so just make it something I have to learn as we go along. But we'll go ahead and say we're about a month and a half out, travel-wise, until I get more familiar with travel times and how the warp kind of works in that nature, from Port Renault. Port Renault is pretty much was the last outpost or port built during the expansion of Terra, pretty much, and humanity for that matter. And so that is going to be your first and last stop before you head off to Nouvelle Vie and the unknown.
Huzzah!
Yeah, so we're never going to the Ghoul Stars ever. Just laying that out.
Yeah, I've got some
There's
plans
an
for
entire-
that.
There is a tomb world of flayed ones. We're not coming within 100 light years.
Wait, where is that?
The tomb world of Drazak, or Drazik, it's a tomb world full of flayed ones with a single sane Necron who just unleashes them on
Yeah, but
local
where?
populations.
Also the Umbra.
The
Right,
warp
yeah,
is
we're on
fun,
the map.
guys.
We're never going to the Ghoul Stars. We're gonna stay far away.
The
Is
warp
that
is fun.
Yeah.
on the
Everything
map?
bad lives in the Ghoul Stars.
Is that
Yes.
on the map? This map?
The
Yeah,
Ghoul
top
Stars? Yeah, it's top right.
It should be.
There.
You can see the big old maw within that warp storm.
Yeah, Necrons,
Yeah.
Umbra, Rud, a shit ton of flayed ones.
I would prefer to not.
Yeah.
What is an astrotelepathic duck?
A duck?
Or duck?
Dump what?
Or
It's just.
I'm tired.
It's a giant space duck, bro.
No, but anyway, this.
I-
What is this?
It lets them. It's like a pointed, like antenna, so that they can see farther than they normally can past like the warp stuff, so that they
Okay.
can warp out there.
So, is this necessarily... So this is like from the Nexus to Desperation? Oh, that's a fun name. But that's the only duct that they have?
It specifically is that one.
Right, there's the only...
What are you
that's
looking
the
at right
only
now?
Duct that they have. What, me?
Ghoul Stars. For some reason, Ren wants to go to the Ghoul Stars. I say
No, I
we
was
let
just-
him.
No.
Oh, I see.
was
Okay, I see
just-
what you do now. Alright.
I was just wondering what that was. It was relevant to me as an astropath.
No, it's normally you have each little planet's a beacon,
Yeah.
but that one has like a directed beacon, so they can go farther than they normally can.
Alright.
Except Desperation's gone now because it got wiped out by Dark Eldar.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Ah.
Why?
Anyway, this has
I-
nothing to do with where we're going.
No,
That
it
is actually
doesn't.
true.
It's on the entire
Oh, yeah,
opposite
but-
side of the map.
But we got a month to talk about it.
Yeah.
You have a month and a half to talk about it, yes. So with that, Ronan says, any further questions? Any supplies you might need, you can definitely find on Port Renault.
Hey.
Barris is just gonna, like, raise his hand a little. Just gonna wait for his turn.
I'm gonna go take some pain medicine. Be right back.
Yes, Skitari, what do you need?
Like, 30-second of pleasantries to the rogue trader, and then would you happen to know if the local mechanicus within your employ have any spare weapons or other such equipment? My arsenal is in need of upgrade.
I believe you can find that aboard the Litany of Hatred as well as Port Renault. They do have every station will have a sizable Mechanicus presence.
Thank you, rogue trader. Omnisaya be with you.
You nodded his
I
head at you.
distribute 2 puffs of sacred unguents. I let it float around the room.
He does not seem to be bothered by that at all.
What is that, by the way?
It's basically like just, you know how like a garage smells?
Yes,
It's like
my dad
that,
was mechanic.
but an aerosol spray.
Yeah, so one thing you'll notice, and actually this might be relevant, so one thing you notice when you do that there, Barris, is that you see there's a haze around Veronius when that happens.
What?
Shield.
Oh, he turned on his void shield.
Oh, no, he didn't turn on. It's been activated the entire time.
Oh, okay. It would have been better if he had turned on his void shield just to avoid the smell.
Fancy
What
wax.
smell? What's happening?
I released puffs of sacred unguent.
Oh my.
So
I'm
now smells
going
like a mechanical shop in here.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
it
step
smells like
further
a
away.
It's
I'm
an
going to-
aerosol garage. It is also the most holy thing, and if you try to avoid it, I will be very offended.
Actually, do I recognize the shield he was using?
You see actually where it's emanating from, and it is a device that is looped in his belt that is not standard Imperial technology. But maybe give you more information. Go ahead and roll me a... What would be a good roll for this? Rebuild some lore about Veronius.
Scholar?
I don't know if Scholar would be it. Is there a... Yeah, go Scholar.
Is this also a check I can make?
So, that's not great.
Yeah, I would say for you, Ren, this wouldn't be relevant to you, so I would say no.
Okay.
Not Imperial.
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
Well, I wouldn't so say much as it not being Imperial, but you can't tell if this is who made it, when, or where. It doesn't have such a alienation that it looks like it might be Eldar or anything like that, but it is something that's not familiar to you.
Okay. I don't like it, but move along.
So one thing about that being in the play of a rogue trader, that you know, rogue traders tend to have a plethora of toys. Because of their nature and what they do, they tend to try to acquire not just wealth in the means of money, but in the means of technology that they'll share to the Imperium and that they'll keep for themselves. That being human and alien in nature. In fact, one of the very few, and maybe the only actual individuals of humanity that can actually actively work with aliens would be rogue traders. It's uncommon, but it's not unheard of to actually hear of rogue traders actually have as part of the retinue Eldar or even Tau.
Or orcs!
Or orcs.
Wait. Why would orcs even do that?
Hursk, my next character is gonna be a mech boy.
Yeah, no.
Mine too.
Orcs, not so much, but yeah, not every
Yeah,
single
Taylor
alien
killed
species
it.
out there wants to completely decimate humanity. Most do. I'll say 99.99% probably would want to. But at the end of the day, it is kind of humanity going out extinguishing everything as well as them doing the same thing backwards. So there are going to be some standout individuals that might see differently than the standard.
Orcs just want to fight.
Yes. And if you give them a fight, they'll be a bit cooperative. They actually are intelligent. It's very rare, but there are a few actually intelligent orcs that actually do trade with Imperium. Or other humanity, I would say. Let me rephrase that. They don't trade with humanity, but they are able to actually trade with other races.
Yeah. didn't you say at the beginning of the last campaign that rogue traders are allowed to have contact with the aliens while the rest of the Imperium?
Yes, because kind of the standard
Traders can do
procedure with
whatever they
Imperium is to kill any alien they meet, where rogue traders don't have that rule in their employment handbook. Given to them by Terra.
Yeah.
That's kind of why. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. That's why they're called rogue, is because they kind of can just, like, within
Yeah.
reason, they can kind of do whatever they want.
Not even within reason. Rogue traders essentially have the ability to do whatever the hell they want. Pretty much the only people who could tell a rogue trader you're not allowed to do that is like a full-on Inquisitor or the High Lords of Terra.
Yeah, they have as much
the
power
Inquisitor-
as the High Lords of Terra and
Inquisitor-
Inquisitors.
The Inquisitor would have a hell of a time telling a rogue trader not to do something.
Okay.
And the whole
It'd come
reason
down
why,
it'd come down to gunboat diplomacy.
the reason why it happened is because the Emperor himself actually signed the charters for rogue traders, and before he could stop that, or before he could revise the charter once the crusade was finishing up, he died. So they still have pretty much the power from the Emperor himself, which you can't really say that's wrong. They can't really adjust it because it was the Emperor himself. So
Yeah.
that's why they got so much power.
Warrants of trade are insanely powerful.
Yep.
But,
The main issue rogue traders tend to run into is that your warrant of trade doesn't matter if there's a local commander with a lot of ships who doesn't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
but there isn't the Emperor alive?
What?
What?
Well, Emperor lives, but
Yes.
The Emperor lives, eternal. Of course. Right.
Yes.
Praise be the Emperor.
Well, I mean, he is the beacon of Terra, so you can
Yeah.
take that with what you will.
He's kind of alive.
He's alive. He is alive.
He's totally alive. Ren is a traitor.
Like,
Learn it.
to you, Jeg, he's a god. So, yes, he's.
Yes.
If you think God's alive, then yes, he's God. So,
To all of us,
God's
he's
not
God.
Yeah.
dead. He is surely alive.
I
he
mean,
is the divine being
Divine.
protecting
if
humanity.
we want to talk about it as well, like he does also. I would know that he would have to be alive as well, considering I have fucking met him.
Well,
Because that's part of the soul bonding thing.
You've been in the room
I've been in the room.
with the corpse
Yeah,
on
so-
a throne.
Yep.
Yeah, whether he actually talks back to you, I'm gonna leave that to possibly not. But yeah,
Yeah,
Hey.
it's a.
Take a
If
pic.
he did talk to you, it could very well have just been your imagination.
yes,
Yeah. I mean, very well likely, considering the soul bonding process kills most people on the spot, makes most other people go insane. So I'm kind of like one of the few ones that got kicked out and didn't lose my mind or die.
so this last evolution
You
has been like
sure
soul
didn't
binding
lose your
because I
mind?
certainly want to die and you're driving me insane.
yeah.
I mean, it's
How
basically
then?
just like you were physically strong enough to not die, but not mentally strong enough to keep your mind.
So, we're going on this boat trip. It's gonna be great. I want an omniscient axe.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I want him to have an Omniscient axe.
Yay!
I want more XP.
Okay, well, let's continue
I can
then.
actually find axes.
All right, so with that, Verbonius will tell you to be on your way, and as well as the Emperor protect you. Report back to me any findings you may have.
Okay.
Yeah.
You leave the ready room, as well as taking the shuttle back to the Litany of Hatred, and at that point, you start your month-and-a-half journey towards Port Renault. Be accompanied by 3 other ships of your small little group now. And for... Yep.
Can say that
Bantha,
again.
the Swede, and the angry Tauntaun.
Now, during this month-and-a-half long journey, does anyone do anything, or I'm just going to go for expediency and I'm going to go to the end of the journey?
I'm gonna try and find our stuff.
I calibrate my gun.
I'm
Fantastic.
gonna help out the local Mechanicus and try to leverage that into them giving me nice things.
Okay. Yeah, so the moment Jag gets back to the Litany of Hatred, he puts on his armor.
Yeah, I take off my clothes, go walking naked to my quarters where I put on the armor.
Ren is
I can
just
see he is compensating.
Ren is just walking around reading this book, like not just.
Barris,
Somehow,
after
you don't really know how.
Barris, after seeing Jeg's walk, deeply considers purging his visual sensors with his plasma torch.
Ren is unconcerned and is. And I have only just now come to the realization of how the fuck is Ren reading this book?
It's Braille.
You can
I
still,
guess, yeah.
You can still read.
yeah, you can see. You just
You can
don't
see.
have eyes.
Well, no, I don't have anything. I literally do not have eyes.
Yeah,
But you can still see.
Well, okay, but these are words on a page.
Yeah, you can still see.
I don't know how the fuck am I seeing
You have
it?
mind powers.
Yeah, you have space magic, so...
Well, the way that I've been thinking about it is more in the sense that I get impressions of things. Like, I can feel them more than I'm actually seeing.
It's literal, like, blind sense. So you see things just with your brain.
Well, that's how I picture blind sense working. It's more like...
Then the book is
impressions.
Braille.
Yeah, book is Braille.
The course for all psychics is to learn how to read Braille.
But yeah, no, so... completely unperturbed by whatever Jeg just did. Just walking along reading this book.
Alright, so real quick, Barris, as you are walking around, go ahead and give me a, so you're looking for this damn Omniscient Axe, go ahead and roll me an influence roll.
An influence roll? Aw, yeah. I didn't think you were actually gonna let me try to find an Omniscient Axe. Oh, wait. That doesn't roll. Good to know.
Oh, here, I can do it real quick.
There's no way I'm getting this Omniscient Axe.
Remember, use intellect.
Yeah, I know. My influence is already set. It's 1 minus intellect. Or intellect minus
Oh
1.
yeah, you can roll it now.
Remember, you get a +1 because you share 2 keywords.
Oh.
Because you have Imperium and the Mechanicus.
See. Let me see. Okay, it's 6 very rare. The only way for me to get this is full successes.
Oh, no, it's higher than that.
The Omniscient Axe, it's 6. I'm
Oh,
looking
I
at
know it is, but with your current location, it's a little higher than that.
Big sad.
You can still get it, you have to roll really well, though.
Okay.
That is not going to be it.
Can I ask them for...
That's an epic failure.
Which gives me a rune, which is nice.
Yeah. I, like, accidentally bump into an Omniscient Axe and knock it over when I'm trying to just be like, oh, yeah.
You found one for sale in, like, the local Mechanicus shop, and you got so excited you knocked it over and it breaks the blade. It was fake.
And then I had to enter 3 weeks of servitude to pay it off.
No, there's not one aboard the ship currently.
Yeah. I'm gonna... definitely want to ask around for something else. Just don't know what I want. I want a better pistol, that's what I want. Let's see. Do they happen to have a plasma pistol or shop? That's my question.
They have
assume
a
I
what?
should roll for that question.
Plasma
pistol. I assume I should roll for that question.
I'm gonna allow you, just because of the game time like that, I'll let you guys do 1 roll per session to find stuff, so.
Oh, okay.
So this axe is not here, or if we get to the port, maybe there, it might be a little easier. In fact, I'll just do the port. Just make it easy. You guys you exit, after a month and a half, you exit the Immaterium, be protected by the all-inclusive Geller field to make sure nothing actually kills you all as you're traveling. And there, those of you that might be paying attention, or especially, I imagine, Ren could probably just see through the damn ship itself, to see Port Renault out in space at the edge of Imperial space. Now, Port Renault, for the most part, looks like a small cityscape where you have numerous ports circling the circumference of the structure. The bottom of it is filled with dry docks and repair bays for the not many ships that are currently here. There's a few. You do see that the rest of your small little group, the other 3 ships following you, have exited the warp or the Materium, so they are still here with you, for that matter. And you see what seems to be kind of like skyscrapers, Gothic in design, situated in the middle of this disc-shaped port. Port Renault. This is going to be your final stop before you head off into Nouvelle Vie. Now that the warp storms are gone.
Hey.
So the ship being commanded and definitely being crewed by the personnel other than just you, because you're not the only people on the ship, just thousands of people aboard your ship. So you watch as the ship itself docks within the outer rings of Port Renault, and for the most part, you are told that it's going to be about 2 days before the completion of transfer of supplies and just going through the bureaucratic paperwork of transferring everything over, belonging from Veronius to the Lane of Hatred, as well as resupplying the other ships of your little group. Which means you have a bit of shore leave, if you so wish.
I'm going to go buy some ship.
So, pretty much what I'm going to have here is you can go do a bit of information seeking, some lore seeking, some quick buying before we head off into Nouvelle Vie, as well as maybe gather some other information and clues if you so want, or we can continue on. So, 2 days of leave on Port Renault. So, does anyone want to acquire anything? 'Cause I do believe Sebastian has been wanting to get something for a while now.
Yes.
Alright, so Sebastian...
Just me, okay. Okay.
I can't think of anything.
I want to see if they have nice things, but
So I need to find a hand flamer.
didn't you already? Oh, right, your hand flamer exploded because you're bad.
Yeah. Do I know what I'm aiming for here?
I'm trying to find it on the sheet.
277.
Hand flamer is 5 rare.
Alright, that's what I'm looking for. Go ahead and roll.
Do I know roughly what I'm... Would that... Is that rare here? Or is it considered very rare or so on?
It's going to be 1 higher difficulty.
Oh, so almost impossible for me to find then.
Is this difficulty? You can use... All of you should have your... Actually, I didn't try to mention this. You all would have gained 1 wealth back from completing the last little adventure.
Yeah.
It says I have 21.
And if you so want, I'll actually let you... I'm not sure if it's actually in the rules or not. I need to look it up, but if you can, I believe, share wealth?
It makes sense for us to be able to.
I'm not sharing with any of you guys.
Yeah, we know.
It does. It says I have 21. Oh wait, what?
What are you talking about?
Wealth.
3. You should have a wealth of 3.
Unless you spent any.
I'm not sure. First, can you explain what it is?
For which part? Which thing?
Wealth on my character sheet.
Wealth just means you can... It's automatic success. It's an automatic success. Is what wealth is.
No. I mean, how much do I have?
You have 3.
Unless you spent any.
It's not that. That's not it.
It's
Well,
in the bottom middle under traits. Wealth should be now 3.
Isn't it under?
And it is now 2. It's on your derived stats on your character sheet.
Yeah. So it's not both those numbers combined.
The first one was what you had, and then the second one is what you are currently right now.
Okay, because I spent 1 on the planet, and we should have 3, so I should have 2 then.
No, so you gain 1 back from completing this, which means you are currently at 3, it looks like, Sebastian.
Yep.
With the 6 influence, you should be able to get this, possibly, with a good roll.
So if it's a 1-up, it means challenging. It's rare. It's +3. So I need an 8 to succeed.
No, you need a 6. Six successes on influence roll. Technically, all you need is 3 because you have 3 wealth. I'll tell you what. I'll let you use glory to drop it back down to 5.
Wow, giving him these off. I see how it is.
Sure, we'll do that.
No. You're not spending the glory on that.
We're 100% spending a glory on giving the Inquisitor a hand flamer. Are you kidding me?
I'll spend a wealth to get a guaranteed success. And influence. Go! You suck, influence. Let's spend a wrath.
Wait, you can just spend another wealth.
Wait, she needs 2 more successes.
One.
You just spend 2 more wealth.
I don't. You can't get wealth back that easily.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or you can use a wrath.
Use a wrath. God damn it! Oh, it worked.
That'll do it.
Oh, I didn't realize you could wrath that roll. Nice.
So 5. So 1, 2, 5. Yeah.
That's enough. You have your hand flamer.
Yeah.
Can I
kill things again?
Can I go seek out the local Mechanicus to try to get my grubby mitts on a plasma pistol?
Go for it.
Alright.
Good luck, buddy.
Maybe I won't go for a plasma. I want a better melee weapon. The chainsword is cool, but I want a power weapon. AC is a power sword. It's 6 rare. Yeah, that's not worth it. Everything I want is hard to get. I'm sad. Yeah, I guess I'll go see if they're willing to give me a plasma pistol.
Oh, can I get a thunder hammer?
Yeah. No.
Yes. Give that man a thunder hammer.
All right. Roll for it.
All right. Bop.
Bop, shiboo.
Not terrible. I'm gonna spend. Oops. I'm gonna spend a wrath to failures. Oh, so
That's
close.
4.
So
You
close.
need 2 more.
I have 2 wealth. I could do this.
Yeah, you can spend the 2 wealth.
And it's a plasma pistol. It's worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the 2 wealth and get the plasma pistol.
Oh, you see, I did the box for you. So the second number will be the what you currently are at, which is 0 now.
Ooh, Force Sword. What's this? I kind of want a Force Sword.
Anything higher than a rare you cannot find here.
You're also
It's
not
rare.
a psyker.
Oh, then.
It's Imperium and Inquisition, so I have a bonus to finding it.
Wait, but force swords are for psychers.
No, you're thinking
No.
of the knife death thing.
No, I'm thinking of force weapons. Force weapons are for psychers.
I shall not think of.
I mean, I start with a
Force weapons are for psychers.
Actually, I think you
Find
might
out.
be correct.
Force weapons are only
It-
for psychers.
I mean, I start with a force.
Yeah, it says here force weapons draw upon a cycle's connection to the
Oh,
Yeah.
the Psychers have a better use of it, but I can still use it.
I don't really
What?
use my weapons anyway, but
I
mostly
want to
because my
I mean,
weapons
I
are kind of
guess.
shit. It's mostly because my weapons are kind of shit
I
compared
guess
to everybody else.
theoretically could use it, but it's just like if you bought a force sword, it would just be a sword.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, you would. I don't think you'd be able to use the force rating on it or the force ability.
Yeah, you'd just be
Oh
buying
no, I
a
wouldn't
really
need to.
expensive.
It's better than my current sword though, because it has AP.
And
I'm pretty sure that's because it's a force weapon.
No, because it has the Force ability, which lets you add willpower to the damage.
I guess to be fair, he does intend to take you. You said that you were intending to take psychic.
No, I'm not going to. It's too much trouble.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, no, I know why you're doing this.
Because it's a chain sword, but with -3 armor piercing. Force, the trait, just adds the ability to.
Yeah, let's add willpower to the damage.
Yeah,
That's
so
wacky.
it's a chain sword that punches through armor too. So I'm not going to get it because that's a lot of money. But
That seems wonky. Alright.
you're wonky.
Except wonky.
You're wonky.
Damn, that's harsh, but actually pretty fair, and I can't argue with it.
Hursk,
Yeah.
would it be possible for me to get a sword?
I thought you didn't want anything, except for your trusty plasma gun.
I just remembered that I have a knife and not a sword.
Alright, what do you want to get?
Just a regular sword.
A regular sword?
Yeah.
Sure, it's a 3. It's difficulty 3. Roll for it.
If I spend 2...
And you have Imperium, which means it's 2, so you should be able to get it, so go ahead and roll.
Yeah, how my influence is 1 though.
Then definitely get a 6.
Oh my god.
Get a 6 or use some wealth. You have 2 wealth.
Yeah.
So you can roll.
You can ask
I can
good
use
old
one
friend
now.
Sebastian if you want me to find it for you.
I think if we keep using that, Hursk is gonna get very upset.
No, I actually raise the difficulty every time Sebastian does his abilities. Or he'd be able to buy everything in the game. So
Well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of me having a high influence then.
Well, that means that you can
I haven't done it
have
yet,
you.
but I'm wondering. Like I said, I haven't done it yet, but I'm wondering because you have a high influence. So if I go buy a book, yeah, I'll let you buy everything.
I mean, I have a cunning of 8 and I have a influence of 7. I know people and I can get things. It's
I think I mean, tell the reason why, and then you can come back with me if you think it's bad or not. I just want to avoid the situation where, once again, the experience in Warhammer, I want to avoid a situation where you just go and buy everything every session and just have like a walking trunk full of weapons, which I don't think fits.
I mean, it's still very hard for me to do. I
You know what?
roll very well.
If it becomes a problem to me, then I'll come at you with it, or I'll talk to you about it. I'm not going to come in. I'll talk to you. So with that, yeah. Anyone, if you want to get anything for anyone, go ahead and roll for it. And we'll go with that.
Hursk, can I trade in my knife?
No, but I'll let Sebastian show his signet ring everywhere and see if he can do it. So go ahead and roll for it, Sebastian.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna use my inquisitorial influence to do it. I'm just gonna be me.
You know what I
If he
mean.
asks nicely.
General influence.
Yeah.
Is it,
Anyone
If
want
Jack
this
asks
small
nicely,
knife?
I will go find things for him.
Anyone willing to give me a sword for this, like, kind of acceptable stabbing utensil? Anyone?
If I were to do it on my own, do I have to spend the wealth now, or do I have to get a 6 as well?
Really, Jag? If he asks nicely, Sebastian can probably get it very easy. Or you can spend a wrath or 2 wealth. It's up to you.
It's
I
worth
don't
the
feel-
wrath.
Yeah, I'm just not sure Sebastian would do that. We
You ask nicely and politely.
we don't like each other. That's the thing.
Then use your wealth or use a wrath. You need one. You need one more success. Either use 1 wealth or you have to get a 6 on your dice.
I'm using 2. So okay, so I can use by using 1 wealth now.
Yeah.
Okay, using 1 wealth then.
I don't know how much wealth I'm supposed to have.
All of this rather than asking Sebastian for her face.
Yeah. It's like Sebastian's at like a display case seeing a sword for like $5, and then Jag's like, "Give me the one for $1,000." That's the same damn thing.
Actually, I'm not giving that 1,000. Remember, I managed to only use 1 wealth.
Okay, so use 1 wealth.
Wealth is a lot of things.
Apparently, Ren has no wealth on her sheet, which is kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and put 1 on there.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's in the main tab under influence.
Oh, look at that. You got 1 wealth.
I mean, I don't know if that's how much I'm supposed to have. Or if I'm supposed to have more right now.
How much did you start with?
I don't know. I haven't spent any wealth at all this entire
Okay,
campaign.
you should have 1 in that case, I think. Oh
Okay.
no, wait. I in the minimum 1 or 2.
Well, because you guys seem to have more, but I haven't even spent any ever.
All right,
in
so
this
your
entire
maximum is going to be 4. Oh, sorry, it's going to be 5 is the max.
campaign. Okay.
So everyone's max is 5. You didn't start with 5.
Wealth?
I think wealth.
It started with 5 wealth?
No, the max you can have is 5.
Oh, okay.
I think the minimum you can have of wealth is 2 at the start. Like that is a small amount of wealth you can start your character with at level 2. I think it's tier.
Yeah, we start with
wealth.
2.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up a lot of time, but I do have some weapon upgrades I want to buy.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? If you need to do it, go ahead and do it now. If you guys want to. So.
Okay. I have.
You want to go first?
Might as well be
so
equipped for everything.
The 2 things I think I want are the. It's a dueling grip.
Roll for it.
The. Okay. So a dueling grip is a uncommon 3.
I would ask if I can get an auto pistol combi weapon, but that is not worth it.
Wow, that's not good.
Ooh, I got myself another Bruin. Oh yeah.
Wrath it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrath it. So 1, 2, 3,
I like that
4,
we're
5.
blowing all of our wrath on making money. We're not making money on just getting things.
There we
We're
go.
not even
So that's
crushing
5
it.
successes.
I'm not even doing anything. I don't need anything.
I didn't spend the wrath on that.
Alright, let's
I
see.
spent wealth.
So dueling grip, and also gonna buy a silencer.
What a fancy boy. You know what, Hursk? How hard would it be to get a combi weapon? If I took it down to the local Mechanicus, it's 6 rare. I have both of the weapons I need to make an auto plasma combi weapon.
There, hers.
Sorry, I'm reading the rarity in the wealth pools. All right.
Is it not even worth trying getting that combi weapon?
All right. So let me tell you the situation. Because you are at the edge of Imperial space, so it's not going to be a station that's fully stocked. Which means I'm going to raise everything up here, which is now going to be from this one onward, because actually read the rules, so I actually know how it's going to be out now. Because you are far away from everything, I'm going to raise the rarity by everything by between common and uncommon, so it's going to be +1 difficulty for everything to acquire right now.
Okay,
From
yeah.
this point onward.
Yeah, this combi weapon isn't happening then. Yeah, then can I see if I can find some dueling grips?
Can I find my silencer with 2 successes? It's uncommon and 3, so I wasn't sure how cheap that is.
Looks like you need to have 1 more success. You need 3 successes for 3 rarity.
I'll spend a wealth.
Okay, then you get it.
I want to try to find a dueling grip for this fancy new plasma pistol.
I have a silenced bolt pistol.
How
Shut
does
up,
that
Sebastian,
work?
you're not special.
Sebastian, how does that even work?
I don't know. It works.
First,
Wait.
Can I...
Going by the lore of bolt pistols, they're a damn rocket. You can't silence a rocket.
It specifically says unless it's heavy, it can be silenced.
There are also silenced bolt weapons.
Yeah, it even actually calls out bolt weapons in here.
Okay, all right, then we'll go with it.
Bolt weapons and projectile weapons.
Yeah, Hursk. Could I try to find dueling grips twice? Once for 2 different weapons?
Sure.
Okay, so first we're gonna try to do this for my plasma pistol. And can I go to the Adeptus Mechanicus for this so that I get a +1 for sharing stuff?
Just check keywords right now.
Huh?
We're just gonna do the bonuses for the keyword sharing. So.
Yeah, okay. Bop. Oh, good God. I'm 1 off.
You can
I
use
have
a well.
no wealth. Sebastian, old buddy, old pal,
Yeah.
you got some moolah knocking around?
Yes, but I need it for bribes.
Come on, boss. Come on, Chief. Dueling plasma pistol.
Talk to the psychic.
Barris just walks over to Ren, just looks at him and says, I require, financial aid.
Just sure, I'll just throw it at you, whatever.
So that's
Throws mine at you.
So that's dueling grip plasma pistol done. Second dueling grip, and I swear to God, if I roll poorly on this, I'm just gonna cry.
Hey,
Alright,
that's
okay,
3.
okay. Yeah, so we okay. So I got my dueling grips for my chainsword and dueling grip for my plasma pistol. So I will just add. I guess I'll just shift 1 every time.
What
also,
page?
First, can you set up a new attack for the plasma pistol on my sheet? Because I don't know how to do that.
Do what?
Set up a plasma pistol attack on my sheet. I know I have too many weapons now.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I need to edit the knife to become more than I have no idea how to do it.
Alright, it's a plasma pistol. Let's see, let's do this real quick.
Thanks, Hurst.
Sorry,
At some
Hurst.
point, teach me
But-
how to do this and I can do it myself. I just suck.
What page are you finding this on, by the way?
The attachments?
Yeah.
Weapon
They're
mods,
on
295.
295. Yeah. They come in everything from reload extras to like fancy ammunition to all of the cool stuff me and Sebastian are getting.
Oh,
Really?
this is a roll for a second dueling grip, just in case. Nope, I don't find it.
Step up. Back up.
Why do I have 2 wealth? I just spent 1.
So change it.
Shouldn't
Yeah, but
you
I-
have 2
I-
wealth if you just spent 1? Because we started with 2, and then you spent 1, and then you gained 1.
And then I spent 1.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But
then
Oh,
you spent 1.
oh, then I should still have 2 because I haven't spent one this entire
Yeah,
campaign.
so you
till
should-
now.
That's where she says 2.
Yep.
Well, it was at 2, and then I dropped.
Ah,
the
okay,
one,
okay.
But then I was like, wait, no, okay, so I haven't
Yeah.
spent 1, so I should have 2 now.
Yep. You should still have 2.
Yep.
Cool. Oh boy, that's a good roll there.
This is exciting.
First shot
I
with
guess-
the pistol.
Jesus Christ. You shoot at a target. It's like a metal target. Barris and Sebastian are testing out their fancy new toys. And you just blow the target to smithereens.
I have been doing that already, by the way. I mean,
Yes, but I have just a pistol. You have a
He has a
plasma.
bolt pistol. You have a plasma rifle.
Yeah, and mine is unupgraded. Just want to point that out.
Got you, Chief. Oh man, I can't wait to supercharge this and immediately die.
Hurst,
Yeah.
It's a D6
for that
mortal
sword,
wounds.
did you take into consideration the keywords?
For what?
For the sword?
Yeah, let's do difficulty.
Okay.
Unless you're also Naldari.
Yes.
Well,
Big brain.
Actually, technically, it does have any, so you would have a +1 to find it.
Everyone roll me awareness real quick, please.
Okay.
Hurst
It's
like, just
like a
fucking
muscle
hurry up.
trying to kill us.
Hurst, I still have a knife in
Garbage.
my sheet. Sheet.
I can see forever.
I can show you the world.
Hursk, I get the sense I may need that plasma pistol.
Y'all get a glory, by the way. So,
Yeah.
for
Glory.
Barris's roll. Jay, what do you want to know?
I still
You're
have knife in my combat. I should have sword, and I have no idea how to edit.
What do you want to edit of the knife?
And make it to the sword.
Ah, okay.
Like,
I mean, my roll is about as good as it's gonna get. Not trained in awareness. Don't have eyes.
Alright, so let's see. The sword is. Which your strength? Your strength is 3, so it's 6. Okay, it's all set for you now.
Thank you.
Okay, now so let's see. We're looking for successes. All right, so Ren failed. Barris succeeded. Jeg has got a ridiculous awareness. He
Yeah.
succeeded, and Sebastian also succeeded. Okay, so as you were actually going about your shopping spree, and you're acquiring some assets for your journey into Nouvelle Vie, you actually pick up some conversation from some other individuals. Now, the mix of people within inside the Port Renault is that of definitely servitors, mechanicis, pilgrims, missionaries, as well as other people of standard of fare, as well as a couple other groups belonging to rogue traders. And you actually pick up from some overheard conversation, maybe from a couple of drunk individuals or people that are going about and talking a little bit more loudly than they should, is that you pick up conversation of another rogue trader who has interest inside Nouvelle Vie.
Competition. Let's kill them now.
And they're doing the same
I
thing.
agree.
They are actually resupplying because they just had a run-in with some... What's the word I'm looking for?
Orcs. The orcs.
They had a run-in with
Oh,
some... Well... orcs. As
Yes.
of late. And now that the veil over Nouvelle Vie has dropped, the rogue trader pulled them out from their location and have immediately brought them here. And then, actually, none of you got what I was looking for. So,
Wait, what do you mean? Because I could laugh.
sorry, I was looking way as well. Okay, so yes, there are other individuals who are interested in Nouvelle Vie as well as yourselves. Now, does anyone want to do anything, or we're going to continue on to leaving to continue on the story?
I do want to have a walk around the station for a little bit to find out what's been going on since the warp storm lifted.
There's a bit of residual excitement. The reason being is that there are rumors of possible treasure within Nouvelle Vie, because warp storms have been up for such a long time that no one's been able to go in there, and there has been rumor abound that there were a couple of exploratory ships from the golden age of technology during the expansion of humanity that actually went through the area of Nouvelle Vie before the warp storms hit. And there are some individuals that are curious about what might be there. Specifically, going on with what he kind of revealed so far, is there is a rogue trader. Let me pull up his information. Where is it? Alright. Arista Para, rogue trader who has a interest within Nouvelle Vie. But what grabs your attention, Sebastian, is that they mention the dog Veronius.
I forget, is the dog like a cool thing to call people? Like, is it like, oh man, it's the dog? Or is it
No.
like, oh, he's
A
a
dog.
terrible person? Yeah, Barris is just gonna Who noticed this, sorry?
Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian, okay. Sebastian.
He is in deep contemplation.
He's so offended by the fact that they should
I was muted.
dare to
Oops.
call our Inquisitor, or not our Inquisitor, our rogue
I
trader
will listen
down.
in. I'm not going to butt in.
Are you going to alert the rest of us, or just listen in quietly?
No, I'm not going to tell you anything about threats to or insults because you'll probably shoot them.
Damn.
Sebastian, go give me another awareness roll,
I
please.
my plans so easily.
Mind you, this entire time I'm flanked by my bros right here because I've got 4.
Oh, that's right. You got your squad.
I got my
Your squad of moms. Sebastian, go ahead and roll me awareness again.
They very well might be moms. You don't know.
4.
You pick up a dot. Alright, give me a second.
Mom squad.
I'm gonna type out some stuff that you can over here, which you can keep yourself or here. Alright.
And for reference,
Sebastian
my
is
squad are
Mommy's boy.
they're kind of like the bits of scum I kind of find around former Imperial Guard. PDS.
So people like Jeg, that's not as good as Jeg.
Yes.
I would argue they're better.
Well, Jack doesn't hear that, so I'm not gonna say anything. If not, I would have shoved my sword down his throat by now.
You could try.
Shoot all of you.
Please shoot all of us so we can initialize the full orc party.
Sebastian, Ren, and Orc Boys.
Orc commandos, thank you.
Ren has just turned off the telepathy like constantly just because they're just screaming in their heads all the time.
That's why I only note when I turn it on rather than turning it off. Speaking of, would you like
Those
it?
are some pretty teeth.
Speaking of, would you like
Noise
it?
teeth, noise teeth, noise teeth.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I would like it. I like
Okay.
it real good.
Okay. Let me roll that psychic test for you.
Isn't it also a risk that you may someone
Hey.
give?
Okay, let me read that. Okay, so 4
5.
test was 6
So you got a
successes.
7.
So the test was 4. So let me look at this. 3, 4. So I need to keep one of the epic successes to make
So
it
you
work.
Shift 1.
But I can shift one into either distance or glory. Which do you want?
We probably want glory.
Glory, give us the glory.
Yeah, sure. I'll shift one into glory. But otherwise, it's up.
Yay!
Isn't that you have to roll to keep it up after some time?
Yeah. Okay. So every. Let me read it.
10 minutes. What am I hearing, Mr. Young Man?
This is like a text.
I'm typing
every-
stuff out, but I'm kind of changing. I can't
Okay.
type out quickly what I'm trying to do right now.
I'm gonna go get some marble French toast, so I'll be back in a minute.
So every 20 minutes, I have to make a test, and I take one shock either way, and then I have to make a psychic test to maintain it. But here's the thing about that, though, too. There's nothing stopping me from, instead of taking that damage, to just drop the power and re-roll a psychic test and just reactivate it altogether. The only reason that I would want to try to maintain past that 20 minutes is if I got like a really stupid roll.
Well, isn't it a risk to the roll as well?
It's also a risk to everyone around you that you're going to perils of the warp and kill us all.
Well, even with the maintained rolls, like if I'm rolling to maintain the power, I can still warp. Like I have a chance of warping either way. It's just a matter of, do I want to take one shock to maintain the power, or do I want to just start all over and not take shock at all? So, like, for example, and the reason that I would want to maintain a ridiculous roll is because of the awareness test to find my intrusion. because the test for to succeed my intrusion, like to notice it, is equal to whatever I rolled in total for the psychic test. So right now my awareness check is DN 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. DN 7 awareness. In order to detect my intrusion.
Hursk.
Yes.
Does this other rogue trader have a retinue on board that we can see? Or is this the retinue that's talking?
Might be part of his retinue, might be more not. Pretty much, yes, it'll be part of his retinue.
I will let everyone know that we have some possible competition on the station.
Permission to shoot them?
Of course not.
Permission to shoot them in case of violence.
Anyway, I'm gonna note my DN for this.
Keep an ear out for colleagues of Aristev Pera.
Comprehension.
Possibly a former colleague of Veronis's that had a violent falling out.
So I'm looking for information about her. Yes? That's what I'm looking for information on?
I believe so.
So I can just
yeah, sure.
I could just ping into different people's minds and see if anybody's thinking about her. If we really, really, really want information, give me a person, I'll probe their brain.
Well,
apparently Ristev was betrayed by Voronius, but these Ristevian agents stole information from Voronius or his agents, which is how they learned about Novelvi.
Then I believe it is our duty to eliminate the threat to our employer's authority.
No. What is with you people and killing people? My God.
It's what I was brought up to do and trained to do.
He is a savage. I am an efficient utensil of the Omnissiah's will.
You're a knife and a blender.
I am the blender.
Also, by the way, I don't actually have to have your permission to shoot them. So point that out.
I also don't need anyone's permission to shoot you, because I have, God Emperor back in. And if you start shooting random civilians on a space station, that's kind of criminal.
Well,
Here comes a great buzzing.
Like he said, if they are in the way of the mission, they are not civilian.
I no longer
by
agree with
definition,
my
they are
previous stance.
I have no friends in this group. It's amazing.
I mean, that's just kind of the character you've made, man.
Yeah,
Fucking nut.
Someday all of our characters will look back on this as good friends, but it is not this day.
Sebastian, from his nice inquisitional ship, will think about all those times and those friends who died.
By the way, if I'm going to die, I'm going to take you with me.
Anyway, moving on.
I think the fact that Jeg thinks these things about the Inquisition is super blasphemous.
Do we have anything else to do while we're here, gents?
It looks like these Ristia Pera is going to try and beat us into the area formerly obscured.
Then we should make haste.
Then we should shoot them and make haste.
Okay. Am I even still bothering to poke around then?
If you can, try and hop under the minds of these people that are chatting.
Yeah, sure. I'll pop my head in.
Alright, and if I remember correctly, I don't need to do a roll and say suspect something's going on. So, you, Ren, will hear of a couple things.
Coolio.
So many things. Inquisition.
Damn. That is a bold statement. But also,
every
completely
Inquisitor
accurate
is
one.
the Inquisition.
He's not wrong.
I have the full authority that comes with that.
What's going on, by the way?
Good information.
Ren is reading the minds.
Oh, okay. That. The thing is, Sebastian, I don't have a problem with the Inquisition or your inquisitional powers, just you as a individual person.
That sounds like heresy, Guardsman.
Yeah, they don't regard me as a person, regard me as the Inquisition. Problem solved.
Damn.
The problem is, you always remind me of the person. I find you very annoying.
And I am excusing a lot because I recognize the trauma, the loss, the training you've suffered. But my patience is not limitless, unlike my authority.
So mostly what you're picking up, Bren, is that they're here to resupply their ships, kind of same as yours, from the travel from where they've been, and you learn their time frame when they're going to leave, head towards Nouvelle V, the system of Nouvelle V, as well as just kind of general information about the individuals, about their rogue trader, Rista Pera, and pretty much kind of anything in general. I can't really tell you a lot of things, and pretty much you have to ask me some questions. I can tell you a bit about that. But for the most part, the thought you're picking up from these individuals right now is that they want to do this before Veronius gets here. They don't know what they're looking for. They're just looking for something that would have Veronius' interest. They know he has interest here, but they don't know what it is.
Okay.
Do the rest of us know that, or do you don't have to tell us?
I mean, I could probably just say they are to leave within 2 days.
Okay, we should go sooner than that.
I think maybe we should have a talk to them private, if you know what I mean.
No.
You don't know what I mean?
I know what you mean. You're a psychopath.
You said no?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're a psychopath.
I mean, we just ambush them.
I comprehend that you
not,
want to
not,
violence upon them.
you not kill them, just capture them and interrogate them. Because clearly they have something.
They are Imperial citizens under the purview of a rogue trader.
And they seem to
Kidnap
have.
them and assault them?
They seem to have no goodwill towards our employer.
I don't have any goodwill towards you, but we're still fine here.
Yeah, because our employer.
Acolyte, I believe we should begin movement.
I believe we should as well.
The engines will take time to warm up, and if we are in a race, we will want our engines to be as warm as physically possible without exploding.
As a prostitute with an MBA once told me, tally ho.
I know what one of those things is.
Which one?
That remains a
Okay,
mechanic of
so the question I have with you is anything you wish to do here on Renault, or do you wish to head off into Nouvelle V?
Well, we've got our equipment. We have no idea what we're getting into. I assume there are enough void suits on the ship where if we do need to explore like a Hulk.
Absolutely.
we're not gonna die.
I'm gonna break my telepathy, I guess, so I don't have to make that check.
Thank you for the information, man.
So, then without further ado, pretty much you're going to be going blind into Nouvelle V because no one's been there since the warp storms have gone up and down. So, generally what's going to happen is ships will go in there, probably do a general scan, and see what readings they get, and then go from there. So,
Alright.
you load back into the ship. Is it going to be about a day before the other group heads out? As the ships are flying in the field.
Can we think of some way to delay them?
Ah, absolutely.
Sabotage.
Well, yeah, we could sabotage.
Yeah, if you pose this idea, Varys poses the idea of disguising himself as a tech priest amidst their ranks, getting aboard the ship, and sabotaging their warp engines.
I'm thinking maybe just, not give them fuel for a couple days rather than crippling the ship.
However, I
Well,
could sabotage their warp engines.
Well, then you'd also be on their ship, which would put you at risk.
I could then leave.
I'm okay with that.
So you'd be
have
having
ways.
to do this before they.
Alright, I have some ideas in my head. I'll probably do a roll to give you guys some information. You can decide. I'm going to take a real quick bathroom break.
Okay.
I'm thinking
want-
more, maybe we bribe the ship, the deckhands to, be a little slow about things.
That may also work.
Lose some cargo.
Alternatively,
Day.
we could hire local gangers to attack the port temporarily, and simply delay them boarding.
I think the more subtle option is maybe a little better, but that's just me.
Hiring
Yeah.
hive gangers and hiring deckhands is approximately the same.
I guess you're not wrong.
I would also put our odds of success at hiring deckhands at approximately 5.6% based on, well, the effectiveness of deckhands. Either doing their
hiring
job
them
or
to not do
failing.
their job.
Well, yeah,
That
we're
may
basically.
be more successful. Odds
was-
are most
yeah.
likely increased to 50.8%. However, hiring hive scum almost guarantees at approximately 83.62% that the ship will be delayed.
Alright, so I'm hearing plans about sabotaging the engines, going on the ship, hiring people to attack their ship, and then getting the dockhands to not load their ship.
We're also
I
hearing
think-
me get a wrath.
I like the deckhand idea better because it's less it's a lot more subtle, and like it's a thing that could reasonably happen. Just deckhands being incompetent and being slow about shit.
Hey man, hive gangers attacking is a totally plausible thing. Hive gangers attack anything that moves.
I was working with the Inquisitor Safarias on Prospero. They're tracking down a heretic on a ship. We could not get there in time. But when we... small mines are very easily purchased. And violence draws attention we do not necessarily want. So, there, like here, perhaps we, again... just remove the name of that ship from the duty roster. It will delay them long enough that we can get a head start. And no violence is needed.
And so with that being said, with that little thing, there are two ways of going about that I can say right now, like think off my head. Is to have Barris just hack into the ship's logs to do that, or the manifest detail, or the itinerary for the ships within dock, or to bribe some people to erase the ship from the refit detail.
I can most likely alter the station's cogitators with my 10 tech.
But what risk would follow that?
None, we don't know him.
Actually, wait, no, sorry, it's 11 tech dice.
Yeah, but you can't just walk in and do it, I would imagine.
I am a tech priest. I can just be like, I'm here to fix
you're a Skitarii.
Yeah, but no one knows what Skitarii are. So I could basically just walk into, like, the tech room and say, your panel is malfunctioning, and then just erase the manifest.
Yeah, that'd be pretty believable.
Claim the files were corrupted, or that there was... Hell, I could probably walk in, blow up the computer, and walk out, and they wouldn't question it.
That's probably true, honestly. Don't question the strange ways of the.
Do not question the Mechanicus. So yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
So is that in agreement with everyone to blow up the computers, the cogitators?
Not blow them up.
blow them up. I'm
We're
gonna,
not gonna actually blow them up.
I'm gonna try to hack them first, and if that doesn't work, I'll
Then blow them up.
So we're
Now
gonna
you
put
go.
them at the bottom of the duty roster for
Yeah.
I
repairs
was
and
just
refit.
gonna erase them from the duty roster.
Don't completely erase them because then that's suspicious, but put them at the
That's
bottom.
fair. Alright, yeah. So the first things first, Varys is going to reluctantly leave his Griffon trappings, everything that makes him identifiable as a Griffon Skitari.
Alright.
And try to snag a, basically, then go to the Mechanicus, the local Mechanicus chapter, and say, excuse me, I have misplaced my robe. Do you have any replacements that could be spared?
Isn't your memory literally a tape recorder?
Yeah.
You are not identified. You're not recognized. Identify yourself.
This unit is identified as Barris Griffon 45 Phi 185.
You have no registry detail on board Port Renault. State your business and place of origin.
My business is with the rogue trader Veronius. I am a servant upon his ship. My place of origin is Griffon 4.
What reason does a Mechanicus individual have need with being from a rogue trader to deal with cogitators inside Port Renault?
Oh wait, no, I'm just getting a cloak.
Oh,
I'm literally only there to get a replacement cloak.
yeah, that's not going to be anywhere near the cogitators, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
That's all I'm there
Well,
for.
you know, you have in your head what's going to happen, conversation-wise. Yeah, you get a cloak,
But,
easy enough.
Yeah, so I'm just getting my cloak. Here's the thing. Now that I have the cloak, I'm just gonna skip the Mechanicus and go straight to the where the dock hands actually check things.
Ah.
Yeah, because people aren't gonna. People don't know all of the.
I don't need to deal with the Mechanicus if I can skip them and go straight to people who are gonna make mistakes.
Any normal person probably doesn't know all of the stuff that would have to be on a Skitari or tech priest or whatever.
Yeah, hell, people probably at best they think I'm a tech priest. At worst, they think I'm a servitor.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go down to wherever the deckhands go to get their orders. Like wherever the main terminal is, and I assume there's probably a foreman.
Yes, and the foreman is the one that actually gives out the orders to all of the people. There are going to be different foremans for different sections of the port. Pretty much you're going to be at the one that does handle the other rogue trader ship, which you're able to identify just through talking with Ren's ability to find out where it's at.
That hard.
Yeah.
So then I'm just going to walk into his office and loudly state, "There is a fatal malfunction in your cogitation system. Do not be afraid. Evacuate the room immediately. I repeat, evacuate the room immediately."
I see no issues, nor have I gotten any issues from the local Mechanicus head here.
Warning.
He would have told me.
Warning. Your cogitator system is infected with a heretic virus. Warning. Warning. Evacuate the room immediately.
Give me a persuasion
Sebastian's
roll.
back in his ship. Sebastian's back in the ship. I feel like I should be someone right now.
Could I maybe be trying to scare him so I could instead use intimidation? Actually, no. It makes sense for this first persuasion.
Yeah.
I assume it's not going to end it here if I don't get... Oh, wait, I literally have a 0 in this.
Yeah, I'm not sure which ship you came from, but no, I have a strict order policy to have any Mechanicus individuals come in here because I am not going to have on my ass everything going down. So you go back to wherever you came from and don't bother me again.
Barris takes 2 steps forward, just
Oh no.
looks at the guy right in the eye, and says to him, I have been ordered by the Magos of this station to deal with the imminent threat, the people's lives and safety. If you intend to get in my way... as
He raised up a hand to
said,
stop you. It tells you,
I will remove all of your flesh and replace it so that you may serve the Omnissiah Eternal as a servitor. Stand aside. Can I try to intimidate him?
nope, give me a second.
Damn, big sad. I should have come out swinging with the threats.
He opens up a line, or he hits a toggle on his desk as he's kind of just sitting down there, kind of giving you a weird look. Go ahead and give me a awareness roll real quick, Barris.
Oh boy, he's calling the Magos.
I love this.
Bop.
Yeah. You see under his desk, he has a plasma gun that he's currently holding.
A plasma gun. He has a plasma gun.
He probably stole it from one of the ships.
So he opens up this console, and you hear some whirring, and he starts to speak into this device that translates into binary, and he pretty much goes, Magos Arrakis, I have an individual here wanting to repair cogitators that are apparently infected. Can you confirm that, please?
Hursk.
Yes.
Who was this guy we're talking to? I thought it was like a deckhand.
Yeah, no, I was...
No, it's
a
a foreman.
I was going to, like... I don't know what foreman in the world would have access to the Magos.
Or a plasma pistol.
Or a plasma gun, for that matter.
I would imagine
Like,
he's maybe.
I was trying to get
stole the
into
gun.
contact with just the guy who gave out the orders.
Which tends to be the head boss of the yard.
Okay, this place is fancy. All right.
Well, it's
good
kind of
God.
outside of the boundaries of the Imperium. So it's a little different from what we're used to.
Let's see.
Yeah, so this foreman is pretty much the head of, we'll say, this quarter section of the entire docking system of the station.
What
But
can I do?
plasma pistol? Magos?
Yeah. Plasma gun and Magos access is a lot. This guy has to be important.
I would imagine he stole the gun from one of the ships or the cargo.
Yeah, but you wouldn't carry that around.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
was a
he probably keeps it in his office, but...
I
Alright, so I have clearly meddled with powers beyond me. Unknowingly. I didn't realize I had angered an Imperial Guard officer in disguise.
He gets a response.
Hold on, I'm trying to think what I can do here. There's no way that I could just, like, try to make him afraid of me.
Oh, you can still try. We can try that after we go next. So he's potentially going to get a reply through the comms. I'll probably display on his readout, which you might be able to see with the Macandra or whatnot. That pretty much says that it is acknowledged there is no malfunction with cogitators. There is no display of tech priests coming to the cogitator unit within this section of the port, and to get down to the identification of the mechanics unit currently trying to investigate the cogitators.
Okay.
As an aside, universe-wise, because I'm getting thrown.
Yeah,
In general,
me too.
a foreman's not going to have access to the Magos himself or plasma weaponry.
This
I
guy's
can barely
got
get access to plasma weaponry.
Pretty important. Yeah. I'm a Skitari, which is 100 times more important than a random foreman on a space station, and I can barely get a plasma.
And the Magos, the Mechanicum is like a cardinal.
That's the top dog.
Catholics.
That's the top dog of this place.
So I guess if we're dealing with people that important, we wouldn't be dealing with people that important.
Yeah, also the
And
reason
then you're going to realize that for him to get his way with other individuals here, he is lying out his ass.
Yes. All right.
So yes, please correct me on things I completely messed up.
Okay.
So to retcon, well not to retcon, I can continue with this, I can go with this, it's fine. He has done this to persuade other individuals to not bother him.
Yeah, okay.
To not have other people. So we can say with the awareness roll that his weapon is a thinly veiled disguise to scare people. It's just a stubber. It's a pistol that's camouflaged with some LED lights to look like a plasma gun, just to scare people not to mess with them.
It's like a bunch of glow sticks glued to a stubber.
That's amazing.
All right, yeah. So Barris is gonna realize what's going on, and he's going to step forward and say something really innocuous and binary can't, but sounds really intimidating because it's in binary can't. Ignite his plasma torch and just like tower over this dude behind his desk and say,
Yeah, you'll see the little device he was using to communicate is not connected to anything. It's just a device to fool people.
Your blaspheme against the machine god angers me and the Magos. Step aside so I may deal with your cogitator issues. And if ever I hear of you pretending to have the Magos confidence, I will scour you from the face of this universe.
Man, I could take some lessons from this guy on being antisocial.
Now can I intimidate him?
Roll intimidation. Okay, he's used to dealing with other, maybe dock hands, other people from ships that are just wanting to get stuff done. We'll say he's probably the first time he's dealt with a individual of your nature, and being the first time, he wants to see how far he can go. He is thoroughly almost pissing his pants now because he realized he might be a bit over his head. He's like, yeah, okay, and he just kind of stands up and quickly shuffles out the building.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna access his cogitators. I'm going to, I don't like this guy, so I'm going to plant a note on his computer from a random, like, ship captain who, for some reason, doesn't like the, rogue trader. So I'm gonna plant a little text document on in his cogitators, basically paying him off for that, and I'm gonna wipe the ship from the records.
Oh. You just got him killed.
Yeah.
Deserved it. So you want a tech roll?
Yeah. To see if any complications pop up.
I thought we were saying not to wipe.
Yeah, you leave some false leads. You leave that he pretty much got paid off to erase the manifest. He acquired a bit of wealth because of it, and so, yeah, you erase the ship from the log. Which will probably, as the best ship, put him to his death, but I can see how he kind of offended you.
He deserves it.
Oh my.
A heretic and a traitor purged
All
from
terrible.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, I guess, leave his office. Is he just standing outside of the door?
Very fidgety. He is twirling his thumbs, looking kind of nervous.
I'm gonna, I also filled the room with the smell of sacred onions.
Okay.
And as I walk out, I'm just going to turn to him and say something in binary can't, and then just walk away.
Thank you for not doing anything bad to me. And he kind of just walks back into the his office.
If only he knew. Alright, yeah, I return to the ship. My mission is complete. I'm gonna burn this robe. I don't need it. It's not mine.
Alright. And with that, you won't know the time frame, but pretty much it's going to be a bit of hectic trouble, as well as investigation, once they find out that the ship is not being refitted. Or
I assume with that, I'm just able to completely disguise my presence. Like, it just looks like he did it.
yeah.
That is 10 success.
Can I also try to shift one of my 6s to try to get more information about the ship and its manifest?
The enemy ship, or not the enemy ship, but the rogue trader.
Yes, yeah, the enemy ship. Thank you for referring to it correctly.
Alright, they consist of a total of 7 ships. Only 2 are being dry docked right now, or just being docked to be rearmed and resupplied. Out of their 7. They are being rearmed with, I would say, their normal... I'm definitely on my territory right now. They're being supplied, definitely with raw material for manufacturing them, as well as weapons that have been used during their encounters with the orcs that I previously had mentioned.
So it's all normal stuff. There's nothing suspicious.
Yeah, nothing suspicious.
Okay, yeah. Then Barris returns to the ship, burns this cloak, puts on his old gear.
Now, there are not many ships here, and so what you expect, this might maybe just raise another couple days before they have to leave out. Because you're at the kind of the edge of Imperial space, so it's not going to be something that's going to backtrack them like a month or at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's okay. I didn't expect this to be some grand ploy.
But yes, that will have definitely slowed them down.
Oh wait, also what rank are we?
I believe 2.
We're rank 2? Oh, then that was an extra... that was an extra 1. Actually, for plus half rank, is that half rank in dice? Or half rank in success? Oh, okay.
Half rank in dice.
Good to know. So yeah, I guess it's time to transform and roll out.
Alright.
First, on the way out, could I try to pick up a crack grenade off a random vendor?
Roll for it, real quick.
Alright. Ignore the last one of this. Oops. Ignore all of that. Ignore the last one of these. Okay. I think that's no.
Wow. Alright, I'll give myself another ruin.
Get the sense that crack grenades are more than 3 rare.
Well, that's for 5. That's 5.
Ignore the last one. I shouldn't have like 5
Oh.
dice.
Yeah, no.
But I can't figure out how to just roll dice on this client. It's hard.
I'll look at it later. Where's the grenades at?
Don't worry. I'll deal with it. I'll check it. You keep running the game.
What time are we playing to, anyway?
Another till 1 p.m. PST?
Yeah, so pretty much 35 more minutes.
Cool.
Okay, so you get back on your ship, and you head off into Nouvelle Vie.
What do we actually know about Nouvelle Vie, other than it's surrounded by warp storms? Is it actually... Were there settlements and the like there, or...
What was known from Veronius, and you've probably been a bit more detailed, is that Nouvelle Vie consisted of several planetary bodies, and it was recorded that several ships did go through that system, but never left that system.
Okay. But we don't have any record of what was there before?
Nope, it was uncharted space.
Okay.
Pretty much it was the last log of the ships saying they're going to inspect, investigate, see if there are any humanized civilizations there, and then report back or bring them into the fold of the Imperium. They went in there, never came back out, storms went up.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which is why Avronis is in such a detail of wanting to get in there, because most likely the ships might still be there if they're there somewhere. Which is what he wants. So, as you are getting back on board the Litany of Hatred as well as the other ships within the fleet you have with yourselves, there is one small jump in between here and Nouvelle Vie. And as you go back into the warp, ship being fully stocked, you enter back into the Immaterium of warp space for the last leg of the journey before you enter into pretty much unknown territory. As you're traversing through the Immaterium, on board the vessel, there is a slight incident.
Oh no.
Damn it, Jake.
There is a vibration within the ship's hull that lasts for about 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh boy.
The lights flicker on board the ship.
Can we get our residential Skitari over here? Take a look at that.
Barris?
Well,
I was muted.
Cogboy.
Can I ascertain whether the ship is about to explode because the machine spirits are angry with us?
Very quickly, there is a sense of panic aboard the ship with this event, as definitely engineers, tech priests, and people are rushing to places. And yes, you can try to investigate what happened. So, Barris, go ahead and you go to the cogitators. Don't need to roll anything, as you get an overview, especially because you have access to the ship being a Skitari and being part of the retinue of the Rogue Trader. There was a malfunction in the Geller field for a second.
Oh shit.
So, are we talking? Can I like investigate the cogitator to see if it was a malfunction or a malfunction with air quotes?
Give me a tech use roll.
All right.
He doesn't have emotions, but you can sense the smug from here.
2 intellect.
Oh,
Go and gain 1 glory.
okay. We're up to like six glory, by the way.
Okay, 6 is the most you get half, so you're at the max now. Alright,
that's
so
11 successes.
So Hursk, I want to do this as fast as possible. I want as much information as I can get.
Gullerfield went down for 1 second. There was an inspection that was unauthorized in the Gullerfield manufacturing plant, as well as a unauthorized access to some server logs aboard the ship about 2 hours ago.
Wow.
Where?
Through that
Where on
same
the ship?
subsystem, pretty much the engineering section that is connected to said Gullerfield device.
So
Is there any identifiers that could be used to determine the culprit?
It was accessed by a tech priest that, because he rolled a ridiculous tech roll, that is actually not currently registered on board the Litany of Hatred.
I'm getting my gun.
I'm going to immediately use this cogitator to directly contact the highest ranking Mechanicum official on the ship and the captain with the name of the tech priest, requesting all resources available be used to bring the perpetrator of the sabotage in, for questioning with me. Alive if possible, cogitators undamaged if necessary.
Alright, and there was a reason why Sebastian said, oh shit, so you might want to say a reason why he said, oh shit, Sebastian.
Daemons.
Because Flicker in the Gellerfield's really fucky.
Daemons.
Because, chaos.
Daemons.
Ah.
So,
That was actually my second thought, was would I possibly know anything about this?
If you have a Flicker in the Materium, first thought should be, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I
this
just want to cover our bases, and then we can go fight the Daemons.
Yeah. So now that I have a vague connection to demons because of psycho-fuckiness, right?
You don't have a connection to him, because if you did, he'd be dead already.
Most
Well-
likely, you were screaming for the entire second that the Geller field was down.
Yeah,
That's-
so you felt at the edge of your mind, Ren, it being probed. It's like fingers wrapping around your mind, trying to pierce your mind before it went back up, before the Geller field went back up.
Can I go? So while that's going on, can I go look around just to make sure there's not like some fuckiness that leaked in?
Oh, there 100% is.
I
have no
want
idea what's
to go
going on.
looking. Okay, I know that there is, but I want to go looking for it.
Okay, real quick, can I just, from this cogitator, I just want to tap into the Vox system in all of our rooms, and blast at maximum volume. The Geller field has been dropped for multiple seconds. Engage combat protocols immediately. Meet me at the following location. And I'm going to give them the location. I'm also going to check the cogitators to see, is there any spot in particular that seems to have been primarily disrupted by the Geller field dropping?
It was the secondary maintenance hatch to the Geller field device.
Okay.
The generator.
So we're going straight to the Geller field generator, is where all of the bad stuff is going down.
I can't imagine the fear of everybody in the room with Ren at the time.
Ren, give me a awareness roll. This is gonna be for your psychic ability. I want to see if you see something.
We're gonna die, man!
I mean, my awareness
we're
is
not.
garbage because I don't have eyes, but...
You can see!
This is like a psychic awareness what I'm looking for right now.
Right, so that's why I'm like, can I use something else? Could I use actual psychic mastery?
Yeah, give me psychic mastery. We'll go with that.
Okay, because that's way better.
Also, for a member of the Hereticus...
Whoa, I'm
you're
gonna reroll
a
that
real
shit.
pansy.
Wow.
You got an epic fail on the draft die, by the way.
Yeah, I know, that's...
We can see it.
But I am gonna reroll those fails.
This is just... We are really playing Wrath and Glory now. This session has just been have ruin, have glory.
4,
Have ruin,
5.
have glory.
Wait, so how many... I reroll 6 die.
Pretty much what it says failures are gonna reroll.
Yep,
Okay.
Wow, what the fuck? Okay, so 1,
that's
2...
better.
Hey, no, you're fine. You got it. So, you got what I'm trying to reveal. Is that there are several psychics on board the Lady of Hatred. You being one of them.
Yeah.
Being a selective small group of individuals, you tend to have minds linked or being able to talk to each other psychically. Sometime. Immediately out of the 6, I'll say there's 6 or well, let's say 7. There's 7 psychics on board, so I don't know what the actual number would be, but let's go 7 till for the time being.
7
Counting
plus
me.
the astropaths, right?
Yeah, plus that's the ones that actually do the navigation. Well, of the 7 that are calling in, one of them doesn't sound right.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, so we got a possession. The lower decks are infested with demons.
I'm gonna go deal with that possession.
Well,
Okay,
I put that on my copy of Sanction Me, my best friend.
Who do I inform about this possession? Out of character, who am I supposed to inform about something like this?
Literally everyone.
Okay.
Everyone's a gun.
If there is a possessed psyker, every single human being within everywhere needs to know.
Okay, well, who is the most...
Definitely the ship's captain.
Yeah,
Definitely
okay.
the captain, definitely the
captain.
master of arms, definitely us.
Okay, yeah, so I'll quickly, since I'm connected, I know who that psyker was, so I can just... I'll just probably go tell those different people, just kind of popping links around, just hey, we got a possession going on, possibly.
Jack, get your gun.
Roan. That is a psyker. That is...
Roan.
Yeah, so I also
Roan might be possessed.
I also did the Vox chatter into each of your rooms telling you to meet up somewhere close by.
So practically at the same time, it's just we get that message, and then I'm also oh, and by the way, Roan might be possessed.
Okay, so we all converge. Where do we want to go?
I want to deal with that possession.
The possession is important, but we may also have demon incursions in the Geller field generator.
Which we'll say is in the engineering section of the ship.
Yeah, Gallerfield's more important. If that goes down, we're dead.
Yeah, so here's a bit of lore. The reason why most ships are attributed to being lost in space, never coming back out of the warp, is because the Geller field failed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so I believe we can all agree the Geller field is far more important and needs to be secured now until sufficient Allied troops can be brought to bear.
Yes.
Then we shall go post-haste. So we all go to the Geller field.
Okay, so you all rush out of your rooms, link up together. I imagine all your rooms are kind of close together.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
so
do everything I can as like a tech adept to make us get there as fast as possible. I'm gonna like hijack elevators, open blast doors that shouldn't be open.
all right.
We gotta get to that Geller field.
And for those of you that have been through ships, which is everyone, the fact that the main problem with Gellerfield being that bad, I want everyone to do a fear roll right now.
A
Fear roll. Oh.
Yep, which is going to be
What is
versus
that?
your resolve.
So
I need to check my Skitariness.
That's surprisingly hard to beat. I mean, I only have a resolve of 3.
yeah, so do I.
I got the resolve 2.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, resolve is
Man, all these damn ones. Whew.
where even is your resolve supposed to be?
Bottom middle.
Oh,
The-
yeah. Jesus, it's
I mean-
difficulty 12.
What?
I mean,
No.
I mean,
Oh.
it's pretty.
Okay.
I
thought
mean,
you
it's
said
pretty
difficulty
reasonable
12.
for me to be. I mean, it's pretty reasonable for me to probably be failing this.
It makes sense why everyone's scared right now.
I mean that, and also
Yeah,
demons.
fear's a
so-
big part of Warhammer, so
It's true.
Yeah.
So what's the standard difficulty for a
3.
check? Because
it's 3.
so I'd have to roll 3 successes, but even that I have a super high resolve in comparison.
Oh god.
that means
I
I
don't
can-
have any wrath.
It makes sense in the situation. Everyone's a bit unnerved right now.
That means I can't succeed at all.
You
2 successes
can.
or 2 6s will do it.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So it makes sense in the situation. A Gullet Field is probably the main fear everyone would have on a ship through the Materium, because the Gullet Field is made up of, it's kind of a shield made up of real space, because things, entities inside the warp can't penetrate it while you're going through their native plane of existence, pretty much. And so if the Gullet Field drops, it allows everything inside the Materium to come into the ship. And it just went down for a second. So
We are Imperial being
all of you are a bit unnerved because, what you were saying, there is possibility of demons, most likely. And to compound that, as you're running towards the engineering section, towards the Gellerfield generator, you start to see along the walls are that of very, very recent, still smoking, smoldering weapon impacts.
Oh my. I mean,
Um,
I think it's pretty. I think it's even with my resolve. I think it's pretty fair that I failed that badly, considering I did just have a demon probe my mind for a second, and I know that there is a psyker on board that did probably get fucked up.
Hursk, can
Yes.
I quickly
It's
peruse?
like, man, that could have been me.
Can I quickly peruse the Vox chatter to see how bad the situation is? Just as we're on the move.
So the Gellerfield backups or failsafes kicked on as fast as it possibly could, but it still left the shield down for 1 second, which has caused, as you're seeing right now, as you're running towards through the engineering section towards the Gellerfield generator, is that there are people that have already gone insane inside the ship.
Okay.
I mean,
are there any
yeah.
reports of daemons?
Well, yes.
Other than the possession. A possession is not a daemon. A daemon is a daemon.
I don't know.
but
Is there any
Damon,
Vox chatter about daemons, or
Currently, no, not right now. But there are reports of instances that there are about 28 people that have been killed around Roan's birth, and as well as them losing all communications within the Gellerfield generator room. And there are currently several groups, not just yours, that are currently running there.
yeah? Okay, cool. So we're not going to be alone in this. If they can get there, I'm going to add to the Vox chatter the location and name of the psyker who we believe to be possessed. Note them as a priority target once the Gellerfield has been secured.
And I'd also like to do a leadership test to remove everyone's fear.
Go for it.
That would be good.
Six successes.
That will do it. So, Sebastian, how do you get rid of everyone's fear?
Inspiring speeches.
Oh my.
I actually have a list of speeches here. What's that?
Oh my god.
He's prepared.
He wrote speeches.
Wow.
The dedication.
First, by the way, I got the epic success on the draft on the
Oh.
result.
Right, but
Does that
we're already
do
max glory, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We
inspirational
haven't been
quotes.
using
Here we go.
Yeah, we haven't.
Each man is a spark in the darkness. When possession rears its unspeakable head, ours is the blade that descends. To glory!
There's just a
Y'all feel resolve. Y'all push forward.
single spot of oil drips out of one of my visual sensors.
Do not waste your tears. I was not born to watch the world grow dim, for life is not measured in years, but by the deeds of men.
How many of these do you have?
So many!
I'm gonna give you a fucking rat just because he did that.
Ren is inspired, not in the sense that this speech was actually good, but just in the thought of how
The
many.
speech was wonderful.
The speech was amazing.
But the thought of just how many of these you have wrote, the dedication.
I've got this for you.
Sebastian pulls out his book of motivational speeches written by himself. He's hoping
Yeah.
to get published.
Ren just knowing is like, oh, you have a fucking, oh my god.
Oh, please, I have this all memorized.
Sebastian is my favorite.
As you're running, you're starting to come across some bodies.
Oh no.
And you see that some of them have weapon impacts from last guns. They have the burnt cauterized wound, the scorch marks from being hit by the intense beam of light or laser from them. Then you come across some that look a little unusual. One has happened to miss half of his upper torso, like he got bit through. A couple other ones have what seem to be long lash marks around their neck and are covered with this grisly kind of pinkish blue fluid wrapped around what seem to be marks
Oh, fuck.
around their neck.
Oh, Slanesh.
Do I recognize this?
Does he recognize it?
Do any of this?
Sebastian. Some scholarly knowledge. Can I put my Inquisition training to good use?
Can
Heretical.
either of the scholars? 'Cause I'm a scholar.
It's chaosy.
It's chaosy. Go ahead.
His wheelhouse.
Go ahead and roll Scholar Sebastian. I'm gonna say for you, Ren, from your history, not right now. Jeg possibly. So I want Jeg and Sebastian to be able to roll Scholar. You both might have encountered these.
I might have encountered. I
three
just wondered if I read
successes?
about it.
I'm looking for 4 because y'all still a bit fairly new.
I'll spend the glory.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna use a wrath on that.
Okay, remember you have 6 glory, so you can actually start using glory points.
yeah.
All right, Sebastian, you will recognize
I
a
don't
couple
care.
things.
I point all this out to Jag and compatriots and my troop of badass motherfuckers behind me.
Those weaklings back and behind?
Those weaklings owned with autoguns and armor? Yes.
Anyway,
All right. What you do recognize is that some of these are definite wounds from what most likely would have been the normal type of. Let me find where's it at. A normal kind of chaos type being, that being a chaos spawn. And they tend to have a couple of various appendages, one of them being, well, a fairly large tentacle. But the one that does kind of scare you is that you've come across once in your time that resembles what you're seeing right now, and that is a pink horror.
Oh,
oh
shit.
dear God. Yeah.
Can we fight a chaos spawn?
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
Maybe in the time before you joined the retinue of Veronius, you maybe encountered one. Now, whether your group you survived, whether your group survived is that to be known. But you've come across one.
So,
Shit.
yeah, Barris is just like, he starts talking and then just descends into binary grumbling.
Communicate this to the captain as possible, and the any Inquisition agents on board.
Do I know what this is now that he said it?
Very bad.
Very bad.
Well, right. I just wonder. I'm just trying to gauge how fucking terrified Ren should be right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, yes.
I mean, I don't know if he knows what they are. That's what I'm asking. Do I know what they are?
Oh, it's think of
Probably.
fuck, but in a body.
Now,
For all
No,
definitions
no,
of
no, no, no.
For all definitions of fuck, I'm not
There's
being
no
facetious
Daemonettes here.
I'm not asking what it is. I'm asking, do I in character know?
Yes, you would 100% know what
Okay,
the word
yeah.
Chaos Spawn mean and be terrified of.
Okay, yeah. Fuck. Big fuck.
And
Let's see, you said Chaos Spawn and Blue Horror? Or Pink Horror?
big horror.
Is
Ah,
that
shit.
better or worse?
Those ones that split.
I can't remember if it's them or the Blues.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna find out.
Don't look up. I'm actually going to share it later on, so
Oh, that's fair.
I
you
have
don't
no idea.
spoil yourself.
think
I'm
it is-
dual wielding flame pistol and bolt pistol.
Yeah, I've got my chain sword and my plasma pistol out. There's no messing around right now. I'm about to duel a Chaos Spawn. Let's go.
Go forth. Oh, I have a quote for this.
I like to imagine Sebastian like calls out, "Wait, I have a quote for this," and then like takes a second to remember it.
As you're running
No,
through.
no.
Okay, sorry. I'll let you do the quote for
No,
it.
I won't do it. Go ahead.
Alright, so as you're running through, the fact that Sebastian says the Chaos Spawn and Pink Horror kind of makes you a little more nervous. Okay, I do fair well, it's fine with that. But as you get to the last bend to the engineering or the Gellerfield device or the generator, you hear someone that is weeping. And then crying. Well, that's crying, still weeping. And then laughter. Then more weeping. And someone who seems to be a bit insane.
Shoot them.
I shoot it.
I also shoot it.
We all
Yeah.
shoot it simultaneously.
I shoot it with smite.
It's like that video of the two dudes in a hallway, and then there's a spooky ghost girl at the end of the hallway, and then they all just tag team.
It's like Scooby-Doo with bolt pistols.
Yeah.
You round the corner, and you see someone who is currently on his knees in front of the control panel for the Gellerfield generator. And you see that he is currently bleeding from the eyes, like tears. And he's just in a mix of emotion. His head is just kind of tweaked at an unusual at an unusual angle. And some of you recognize this as one of the individuals within Port Renault that was of the other rogue trader.
The bastard. I hit him with my plasma pistol.
I said we should shoot them.
Yeah, no, I kill him. Right here, right now.
We should have shot them in the port.
Yeah, no, Jake is actually right about this, and I hate that fact.
Yeah, no. Gellerfield?
Yeah, so Chief, can I just shoot him? Do I have to roll?
Yeah, shoot him. Go ahead.
No, I was asking I did not ask your opinion. I was asking hers.
Yes. In
I
fact,
need to roll for this?
he is just chilling there on the ground. You see that he has tools on the ground next to him, and you see that the panel for the commentator unit panel and framework is all opened up right now, and you see there are a couple other guardsmen who are currently smoking on the ground next to him, with pretty much last pistol wounds, just kind of smoking from their chest. His pistol's on the ground next to him, and he's just maniacally laughing, crying, and he's going through a mix of emotions. You can automatically hit this guy, because he is not trying to defend himself at all.
I am just gonna frag.
Yeah, we all shoot him.
Yeah, that's 15.
Yeah,
it's like
you
AP
instantly
19.
incinerate his upper torso. It just, gone. And he just
Plasma
falls to the
pistol
ground.
and Chainsword are gonna go away. I'm gonna rush to that panel, and I'm reactivating the primary Gellerfield.
Yeah, you see that he was in the midst of actually trying to deactivate the failsafes for the Gellerfield before he kind of went insane.
Alright, I am going to become one with the machine spirit.
Wait.
There is a
Wait,
fear
in front of us?
buzzing.
Wait, are you saying that
Sebastian!
are you saying that he would actually say that?
No, he was going to deactivate the,
Yeah,
the-
but because he went insane. He was
Well, yeah,
able to
okay, yeah.
activate-
So, the Immaterium saved our asses.
He's suicidal then.
Okay, so Hursk, I'm gonna like start swinging my utility mechadendrite, letting out puffs of sacred unguents like a sensor as I let out the great catechisms of activation, and I'm going to do what I have to do.
You rush to the control panel to pretty much make sure everything is back in normal order. When you hear people rush into your room, thinking it's the other soldiers that are coming to meet you to fix the area, and you kind of turn around in a bit of relief to have it back up in case anything more bad is around here, until you see the fact that a lot of them have like another arm, one has a horn, one has a tongue that's coming down to his waist.
I shoot them.
We all shoot them.
And you see that they're all wearing the uniform of the people on board the Lady of Hatred. They are other crew members that were,
Yeah.
well, crew members.
Well, I shoot them. I unleash flames down the corridor.
I assume this is gonna be a fade to black right before the action scene. But
It actually is 1 o'clock, and so I can actually leave off with this. As they come rushing in, you see another thing that is with them behind. At first you couldn't really see it, but because of the shadow, it actually steps out, and
I
you
can
see...
feel it.
Ooh, where are my images at?
oh
I
damn!
mean, even
Damn
if
it,
I
damn it,
can't
damn it.
see, I can feel it.
Oh, you will see this thing.
Please don't let this be the chaos spawn.
In close quarters, we're running.
I want to live. No, we can't run. This is the Gellerfield.
We have
Like-
to the other field.
Like Sebastian, we don't have a choice.
Gotta defend this place.
Give me a second, I gotta put this image in the right place.
It's kind of just like, how do you want to die? Pretty much.
Well, no. It's do you want to be forsaken by the Emperor for your cowardice, or do you want to live eternal in his light?
It is that thing running behind your other
fuck
friends.
off.
Yep.
Well, pain is temporary. Onwards forever. Bonnet!
Initiating the rite of purging.
Ren is
Yeah.
screaming internally.
The thing that is scaring you, though, is that when this thing roars at you, you realize that the mouth on this thing was not the right size to bite the other person in half.
There's more than one.
Oh my fucking god.
Now,
Okay.
before I end the session, because this is the first chaos thing you've actually investigated, we're going to do our first corruption test.
Oh,
I want everyone to go ahead and do a conviction roll, please.
It's not my first one.
what is conviction? How's it determined?
It's on your sheet. I already prepared it for everyone.
Okay.
What is the DN?
Because I changed everything just now.
Oh,
so I didn't know if it's
let me find this guy real quick.
What is the DN test? So I can know whether or not I should start rolling glory.
There is no fear in conviction.
Right, that's why, because I'm willing to use wrath on this if I need to.
Where are resultant statistics in the book?
Let's see, I gotta find.
Oh, what it derives from?
Yeah.
It's near the very front.
Oh, actually, I wrote this down here. Give me a second. I can actually look it real quick.
Because I changed a bunch of stuff, so I don't know if it's still the same.
Alright, so conviction is based off of willpower. Straight willpower.
I really need to get that fearful talent.
What is
I
the
should've really
test?
focused on
What is
that.
Well,
Number?
that's not great.
I'm trying to remember if it's 3 or 4. So give me a second. I'm trying to find it right now. Alright, so.
Well, it can't be for...
I'm a
Oh.
spring of wrath.
I mean,
Alright, so how is it determined?
It's your willpower.
It's
I guess
willpower?
Oh, baby, there we go.
I guess I might as well use one just to make sure.
Oh, there you go, Ren.
Yeah, okay, I got... How many successes is that? That's...
Oh,
how
what's-
do you-
that's not right.
Yeah,
5,
I had
6.
shift sitting there.
Yep, it's difficulty of 3.
I got
Huh?
6 successes.
Can I blow a glory here?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're at the end
How
of
do
the
you-
session. Just go
How do you
ahead.
get 6 successes?
Well, I have 4 conviction. I
Alright,
got
I'm
2
good.
6s, and then I succeeded on my other 2 die. So 2, 4, 5, 6.
Did anyone fall to corruption, or are we all good?
I'm hella good.
Wait, you got 3 successes.
No, I had... Well, because I re-rolled with some wrath.
Oh yeah, she has a 5,
Oh.
a 6, a 4, and a 6.
Yeah.
Alright, so who passed the 3? You
We
do
all
have
passed
glory
it.
too, so.
Yeah.
I think all of us did.
Wait,
I think we all did, yeah.
wait. Look at mine at the top.
Oh, yeah. Well, go ahead and use some glory.
Blow a glory.
Yeah,
Wrath.
How
Use your wrath.
will use wrath?
Yep,
Yeah.
so roll 2 dice.
Roll 2 dice, and then if those aren't enough, then blow some glory. We're at
Yeah.
the end of the session, so we might as well just use up all our resources.
We probably should have been using them earlier.
We really should have! Okay, so that's...
We've got to stop being glory
Wait,
and wrath hogs.
That's 1, 2, 3.
Well, this was a bit of a slow start too, so.
It's 3, so we're good.
Alright.
Yeah, because-
Now, even if you did fail, you don't like just turn into a gibbering horror
Yeah.
monster. You do go through several stages of corruption, so even failing the first one wouldn't have been that bad.
It's true,
know.
but it's better that we all stay firm in
Yes.
our faith.
You stay firm in your faith. But yes, so I will end the session here. So I'm going to end the stream.